thing. Playoff football here for the Red Rebels. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz, and we're excited to be here for the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week and the Maryville Top Shot postseason pregame show. Westridge, the 4 seed out of Region 1, sit at 6-4 at the end of the regular season, having lost 3 of their last 5 matchups. The Red Rebels host tonight with a 9-1 record, 6-0 in 6A region competition. Most recently, a championship effort in a 34-0 dismantling of previously undefeated Oak Ridge. That win secured program win number 877. Tonight starts win or go home season. Will the Red Rebels collar the Wolves and get to double-digit wins in 2025? Well, we're about to find out. But as we look to preview tonight's matchup, Mr. Metz, how about them Rebels?
Round 1 of the playoffs under the lights at the Skeeter, and tonight I'm going with the King, George Strait, to set the mood. Hey, Wolves, Oak Ridge tried to run it 17 times, and 16 times it didn't work. No hard feelings, no regrets, no tears, no broken hearts. Call it quits, call off all bets. It just wasn't in the cards. Goodbye, farewell, so long, via con Dios. Good luck, wish you well. Easy come, easy go. Go Maryville, baby.
Well, I don't know if they've got to travel Alcoa Highway. I don't know how easy go it's going to be, but they do have to travel back up 81 there and get back to Sullivan County sometime tonight, and we hope it's with one more digit in that right-hand column. But Ben, a beautiful night. As we talked about, daylight savings time has been taken away, and we're back to regular time here, so the sun is set here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. Jim Renfro is fully under the lights, flag at half-mast. We're going to have a good football game to open postseason here.
Yeah, not cold temperatures, but the Skeeter is a cold place to play, and even more unforgiving place for opponents come playoff time. The Red Rebels are 35-1 here in the postseason, and opponents have averaged just 10 points a game.
Yeah, I like to call it the postseason proving ground here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. You look at it, the Champions Walk shows you 18 golden balls with the AP 1964 championship included. But you look at it, it's a dark night. It's November. You're traveling all this way, and then you see the fan base just roll in here and get here early. You look across the way, Westridge probably has about 20 people here at this point, but the Rebel faithful continue to file in. Several hundred already made their way in, and it will be a full house before we get to kickoff. But Ben, a little different from the last few weeks weather-wise. Very overcast, even though it's dark here tonight. Expecting some thunderstorms, some showers later in the game, possibly around the second half. Hopefully they are off on their timing there, but there's going to be a breeze here tonight. How could that impact tonight's matchup?
Yeah, the winds will come out of the southwest at around 9 miles per hour, and they will remain at that number throughout the ball game. So typically that wind, if it does pick up, kickoff location going from Cedar Street to Don Story is ideal.
Yeah, and we'll see how the coin flip happens, but the Rebels have wanted the football the last several weeks, so we'll see if they continue that trend here tonight. It's PJ night for the student section, so we do have a comfy look going on for the student section, but as we get set for tonight's matchup with the Westridge Wolves, let's close the book on what was last week's 39th region championship for the Red Rebels, a 34-0 victory over Oak Ridge. Had an opportunity to sit down with head football coach Derek Hunt, close the book on that one, and open up this first-round matchup. Here's the words from head coach Derek Hunt, brought to you by Maryville Monument Company. Coach, as always, thanks for the time and welcome into postseason football. But first, congratulations on a big senior night victory and a region championship over Oak Ridge.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wayne.
Coach, a 34-0 shutout against the Wildcats. Really, I think we were very confident in the abilities going into the night. But again, a shutout performance. What do you say about that and your football team, the way they showed up and performed in front of their home crowd?
Well, it was a great night. You know, something we were really excited about, getting to play an undefeated team at home last week of the year for a region title. So that was very exciting for our guys, and I was just so proud of the way both sides performed and played. And, you know, our coaches did a great job putting a plan in place that gave our kids a chance to be successful, and our kids went and executed at a high level. That was a lot of fun to watch.
An explosive start to the game, 2 first-quarter touchdowns by way of Will Jones, 1 rushing and 1 receiving. Talk to us about how important it was against an undefeated Oak Ridge squad to get a fast start in the opening quarter.
It was important. There's no doubt about that. And thankfully, Jackson Rutledge decided he was going to change the game, with a hit that jarred the ball loose, and we jumped on, So Oak Ridge had gotten a couple first downs, and then that play happened, and we were able to capitalize and score off that play, and defense would just lock them down after that, and it was just a lot of fun.
Talk about J. Rutt's hit. An amazing play there, just being in the right place, right time, but put a hand on the football. It comes loose. Ryan Henry scoops that up. That momentum shift right there, I'm not sure Oak Ridge ever recovered. How big was that for your sideline?
Yeah, that was, like I said, to me, that was the difference in the game. That changed the game, and I think that everybody would kind of point to that and say that's where this game changed, and our kids just kind of fired up, and after that play, defensively for sure, but, we punted the first possession on offense, but after that play right there, we found a rhythm and got going and, did some really good things.
Torrey Beaufort is very effective at the quarterback position. He's got 2 passing attempts on the season, coach, 2 touchdowns. Is he pining at all for more opportunities to throw the football?
He wants to do everything, and that's what you want out of a kid like that. But he's pretty special, running it, throwing it, catching it. So we're just fortunate he's on our team.
Torrey's fun to watch for sure. But of all the fireworks and the big things that did happen in favor of the Red Rebels, there was an injury in the game. Cohen Babley goes down early in the football game, but I thought a very big contingency of running backs stepped in, stepped up, and helped that running back room continue to be productive in Week 10.
Yeah, and we have a lot of faith in those guys. And, talking about guys like Cam Porter, Ty Tomberlin, and Brenton Campbell. So we there's some others too. Like we know that, Cohen, as good a year as Cohen has, there's some other guys too that can step up and make plays in the backfield for us. And Cohen's, hopefully going to get healthy and have a shot to get back. He'll miss this week, but, we feel confident about who we've got, and we can still be very successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Wish the best for Cohen. He has had a strong senior season, was sidelined there in game number 10. Coach, flip it to the defensive side. -1 rushing yards for an Oak Ridge team that had a good bit of success through 9 straight victories over region opponents and some very good non-region play. I'm not sure the last time we've held a team to negative yards through 4 quarters of football.
It's pretty impressive, especially considering the fact that we did it against an undefeated team for a region title. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I couldn't say enough about the way our guys played and the way our coaches put a plan in place for them to be successful. Just so much fun and so awesome. And I just to watch our guys go play and have fun is just a true joy.
And Coach, final thoughts on the Oak Ridge Championship matchup. Region Championship number 39, but I thought the player of the game for our broadcast was Cam Porter. I thought, coming off an injury earlier in the season, kind of waiting his time, making the most of his reps, but when he got in there, it was his opportunity. He scored 2 touchdowns. How good was it to see Cam actually have some very good runs in the game against Oak Ridge?
Yeah, great for Cam. And like I said, he's a guy who has had some tough luck with injuries the last 2 years, really. He's had some opportunities in the last few weeks and obviously had one last week, so he'll have another one this week. So that's exciting for Cam, and we have a lot of confidence in him.
Big time for the senior for sure. But as we look into the postseason, it's the second season, if you will, a 5-game rally, hopefully to a trip to Chattanooga. But it all starts this Friday night against West Ridge. Only the second time the Red Rebels have taken on the Wolves. West Ridge, an expansion team, if you will, a consolidation up in Sullivan County. The last time we saw these folks was back in 21 in a playoff game, very similar to now. It was a Red Rebel victory, 49-0. But looking at the stat sheet from that game versus what they've done here in 25, looks like identity shift completely 180. What have you seen out of West Ridge?
Man, they're really good at what they do. They have an identity and they stick to it. And to me, that's what's made them successful this year. They don't get caught up in all the trends. They do what they do, and they're really good at it, especially on offense. Like they're tough to defend, they're tough to stop, they're tough to plan for. So, that's impressive to say the least. And, they're playing tough 6A schedule, and, to be 6-4 and in the playoffs. And honestly, they're 7 points away in 2 games from being the 2 seed in that region. So they've had a great year, and they're obviously very well coached. When you watch them on film, they've got a quarterback who can run the veer option like they're trying to do really well. Big, fast fullback who hits it downhill hard. I mean, they've definitely got some weapons. So it's been a challenge. I would admit this week to try to get prepared for them. There's no doubt.
Well, Coach, sparingly do we see a triple option or a veer option type football team. Given the fact that that's not our scheme, how difficult is it just to get in scout team to do that?
That's the hardest part, is to try to replicate what they're doing. I mean, you got to think about it. They've been practicing that for well over a year now, those kids, and they just have thousands and thousands of banked reps. And so we're asking, a scout team essentially, might be younger guys, may not be, but either way, they've not done those type of reps, those type of drills, and playing that type of football, that type of scheme ever. So we're trying to give our defense the best look we possibly can, and it's very difficult when you've not done it like they have. So I think that's the advantage of running an offense like that. Is just like Navy and Army and Air Force and in college. That's the element that can be tough. So makes the team prepare for you, and sometimes they don't do it well.
It's a team that only has attempted 23 passes all season long, only completed 7 of those. How do you stay fundamentally sound front to back in the defense? Even though they don't do it a ton, that's still an area that they may attempt in our football game.
And we hope they do, because that means we're having success at stopping the run. So, no, it's something that obviously our guys have talked about, and then we know that it's almost they surprise you with a pass sometimes, and we can't let that happen. But yeah, we hope they throw it more in this game than any before, because that means we're doing our job.
Coaches, lastly, we'll talk about a home playoff game. It's something that's become custom at Maryville High School, but it is not something to take for granted. Just another opening playoff weekend at Skeeter Shield Stadium. It's getting a little cool, maybe a little drizzly rain. Talk to us about how special it is to play at home in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's nothing better. Being at Maryville High School, November, Friday night, I just love it. A little chill in the air. It's perfect. It really is. It's one of my favorites, and we're really looking forward to being back home and being back in the playoffs and being the 1 seed, and I think our guys will be fired up and ready to go.
I would not doubt that. That's a calling card for a Derek Hunt-led football team. But, Coach, congratulations on the program's 39th region championship last Friday night, your 46th appearance in the TSSAA playoffs. Congratulations on those things, and go get them this Friday night. Go get the Wolves.
All right, Wayne, thank you so much.
This interview has been brought to you by the great folks at Maryville Monument Company. Jeff Wallace and his great staff are there to help you. Let's take a break. Listen to these great sponsors. When we come back, more of the Maryville Top Shot pregame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Inspired by the heart of Italy, experience the Taste of Blunt award-winning The Italian Apron, where culinary passion meets timeless tradition. The Italian Apron is your premier destination for authentic Italian meals and homemade pasta. From bustling farmers markets to serene storefront shopping, The Italian Apron will bring you close to Italy's rich heritage and vibrant culture. Explore the convenience of shopping online or immerse yourself in the authentic Italian marketplace experience at La Cucina, the Italian Apron Marketplace, in Maryville at 331 Whitecrest Drive. Join the Italian Apron community on Facebook and Instagram today.
Welcome back into the Maryville Top Shot pregame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. Ben, as he does each and every week, he puts one to bed but opens the next book. He's ready to play here tonight.
Yeah, Coach Hunt is reminding me of that classic scene from Beverly Hills Cop where Axel Foley looks at Detectives Rosewood and Taggart and says, "You're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe again." Well, teams continue to follow for the running game and trying to run week after week. Offenses keep thinking they can continue to run on this Rebel defense, but over the last 2 games, they've managed just 45 total rushing yards on the season and only 75 yards on the ground the whole year and 5 rushing touchdowns allowed all year.
I think it's easy to fall for the banana in the tailpipe when Hippie takes the room service over to the opposing coach in their squad car. If you know, you know. But Ben, again, always want to talk about keys to victory for tonight. And obviously in the postseason, the margin for error is going to get smaller because, again, every team you play now is a playoff team, is going to be a good football team. So let's kind of flip it up here a little bit. We're going to go down to Hippie right now for Hippie's keys to victory. Hippie, what do the Rebels got to do to get it done tonight against the West Ridge Wolves?
Yeah, fellas, so tonight, it's going to be a big matchup. So for me, first thing I was looking at is got to be discipline on defense. We know they're going to run the veer Of course, that's triple option for people that don't know. Of course, you got to be very disciplined. You got to stay in your zone. You got to stay active. Keep them behind the line and, try to keep them at minimum gains. Secondly, you got to have the offense. Let Will eat. Will has been playing incredible the last couple of weeks. I think last week was incredible the way he could switch up the plays, call out the blitz packages, and find the open receivers and dump down passes. Of course, we got big plays from that. And then the last thing for me is ball security. Of course, we were talking about the possibility of rain and wind coming in later here soon. That's going to be a big key, especially with a game plan that they're going to run where they're going to try to have possession of the ball. We got to have ball security and take advantage of that on offense. Do all three of those guys, I see a big Rebel victory again.
Hippie continues to drive home the keys to victory for the Red Rebels. Last week against Oak Ridge, the story was simple: -1 yard rushing allowed. This week, Maryville faces a team that wants to shorten the game and limit the number of Rebel possessions. The key ingredient, and it's been baked into this defense all season, is getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down. Opponents have faced those situations 100 times this year and have converted only 40% of the time. Great job by this Red Rebel defense.
Yeah, great job by Hippie, kind of lining it out what the Rebels have to do to get the victory. Those keys to victory brought to you by Miss Donna Talent of Realty Executive Associates. Do want to go over tonight's starting lineup, brought to you by Stevenson Tire Company. We'll start, as always, with our head football coach, Derek Hunt, but then we'll move to the defense. Defensive front will be number 11, Max Sear, a senior, number 99, Mason Heltzel, a senior, and number 52, Ryan Henry, a senior. The linebacking core will be number 2, Jackson Rutledge, a senior, number 27, Dax Cole, a junior, number 20, Mason Tibbetts, a senior, and number 44, Wyatt Wilbur, a junior. Defensive backfield start with the corners. Number 7, Bryson Barrett, a senior. Number 8, Ivan Vananda, a senior. Number 17, Andrew Smith, a senior. And number 14, Chase Tucker. Those two are your safeties. A stingy defense, a defense that shut out a previously undefeated team a week ago, Ben.
Yeah, Oak Ridge managed just 74 total yards of offense, including a negative 18 yards rushing at halftime. And Mason Tibbetts led the team with 5 tackles and 1 TFL, anchoring that suffocating front.
Let's move to the offense. We'll start up front. Big O-line. Start with the center, number 70, Nick Hinderlight, a senior. The guards will be number 65, Gabe Skeeto, a junior, and number 66, Landon Marcus, a junior. The tackles for tonight, number 55, Brody Smith, a senior, and number 56, Nash Stennett, a senior. Wide receiving core tonight, number 1, Torrey Beaufort, a senior, number 6, Colton Faust, a junior, and number 88, Julian Douglas, a junior. Tight end for tonight, number 21, Hudson Jamerson, a senior, and number 4, Cam Porter, a senior, will be running back number 1 tonight. Number 5, Will Jones, will start at quarterback. He's a junior.
Yeah, the Red Rebel offense having a running clock in their 9th consecutive game. A lot of that attributed to Cam Porter's running ability. He was the Print FX player of the game with 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. That brings his total rushing touchdown number up to 4 on the year.
Yeah, and Coach Hunt talked about it at the Red Rebel Rundown. It's going to be running back by committee, but Cam does get his chance to be the starting guy here tonight. But you'll see Ty Tomerlin, you'll see Brenton Campbell, and you'll see the host of running backs that complement each other from a style standpoint to get the victory here tonight.
So many different running styles. Ty Tomerlin, the downhill runner, 19 runs on the year, 157 rushing yards. Don't forget about that four rushing 80-yard performance against Bearden.
And then our specialists for tonight, not to leave them out, kicking things away and for place kicking and kicking extra points will be number 21, Hudson Jamerson, a senior, and kickoffs duties will be held by Mr. Touchback himself, number 35, Colin Stringer, a senior. We talk about it all the time. His ability to take away the special teams game in the kickoff scenario has been monumental this season.
44 touchbacks on the year. That's going to be imperative tonight against a team that runs the veer.
Yeah, I think it's going to be extremely important. Again, they're going to try to limit the game. They're going to try to slow things down, take away possessions, and I think the ability to make them go the long way, if we can get off the field on 3rd and 4th down, will make all the difference.
It's playoff football under the lights at Skeeter Shield Stadium, and as my buddy Kevin White says, shields up in the Ville, baby.
Shields up in the Ville for sure. Do want to give some shout-outs because a lot of great things have happened over the course of this past week at Maryville High School, something that we'll try to do moving forward in the pregame show. Maryville High School cheer, they're state champs. They've brought some hardware back to Lawrence Avenue. Avenue. They won the state championship in the large varsity game day non-tumbling division.
I tell you what, the effort that they put into practice and their performance week in and week out, it's really great stuff. You need to check them out.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And then also there's a big fundraiser going on for the Maryville High School Culinary Group. Their Thanksgiving pie sale is going on. You can get assorted boxes of 4 mini pies. It can be pumpkin pie with ginger snap crust, brown sugar buttermilk, chocolate pecan, apple cranberry crisp, pumpkin roll with cream cheese filling. One of those names made Ken Main snap his head over here, so he may be looking at it. But if you have questions or look to order, check it out on Facebook. You can look at Maryville High School, Maryville City Schools, or you can email KC, that's KAYSEY, .Sanford, SANFORD, at maryville-schools.org.
I'm going to write that down because all you had to say was butter and pumpkin. You signed me up for that.
Yeah, I'm a big pumpkin roll guy. That's how you say it in my house, pumpkin roll. But with cream cheese filling. But check it out for sure. And then Maryville Wrestling, K through 5 signups are live. Check them out on Facebook. You can check out Maryville Mat Men on Facebook for signups.
What a great sport to compete in. Definitely sign up for that.
Coach Cade and his staff do a great job with the littles, getting them ready for really another championship program here at Maryville High School. They do that a lot. But Hippie, I know you're a pie guy just like we are. Which one of those tickled your fancy?
Well, you know how I am. I would like a little bit of all. So, of course, the 4-pack sounds amazing to me. I might share with my wife. Who knows? I might not.
Well, like I said, it'll be fun. It's hard to make the choice, but it's fun when delivery happens. But as we talk about delivery, the Red Rebels are walking in front of the faithful here tonight. All rise when the Red Rebels come out, walking out of the chute, and they're walking in front of the faithful. A tradition that happened in, I believe, 2009. They used to go out the end and kind of go through a small tunnel, and Coach Quarles said, let's walk out in front of the crowd, and they've done it ever since. A lot of good things have happened since they started.
You can feel the tension. You can feel the chill. It's championship hunger. It's playoff time in East Tennessee.
Yeah, it's win or go home season. You know, that's kind of one of those. A lot of times around here, it's like, oh, it's the first round. Well, there's a lot of teams that went home last night in some matchups. There's a lot of teams that'll go home tonight, and the Rebels have just made it a tradition. That's not us, and so that's what we're hoping to continue here tonight. But if you're watching on NFHS, you've seen the uniform combination, so we'll go there. Looks like for the home team, it's going to be those beautiful red jerseys, black and white stripes on either shoulder pad, white numerals trimmed in black football pants with red and white stripes on either hip, black football helmets, black face mask with that beautiful Rebel script on either side. So beautiful home uniform. And then West Ridge, they've been out here at practice. They're in a road uni. They've got the white jersey, blue numerals trimmed in silver, blue football pants with white and gray stripes on either hip, and then they have a blue football helmet, like a cobalt blue, like a Kentucky blue, and it's got their Westridge logo on either side, but a white face mask. So kind of a pop of color on both sides. I think it's fitting. Veterans Day is next Tuesday, and we've got red, white, and blue on the field all at one time.
All together at the same time. But I'll tell you, the Red Rebels are looking sharp tonight. They're dressed like they mean business, and they're going to make someone regret that they showed up tonight.
Yeah, I think that's an absolute fact. Waiting on the national anthem will definitely let the Red Rebel marching band take us away with that one. And looks like just like that, Mr. Jutkins has everybody rise. So we're going to take our hats off. We're going to honor America. We're going to let the marching Red Rebels lead us in a moment of silence, but then lead us in our national anthem.
Thank you.
And what a great job by the Marching Red Rebel Marching Band, Ben. Again, next week, next Tuesday's Veterans Day. Yesterday was the Veterans Program at Maryville High School, but a big week for our servicemen and women coming up.
Yeah, we're celebrating two important holidays this week. On November 10th, we honor the founding of the United States Marine Corps, which began at the original Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Semper Fi to all Marines out there. And as we approach Veterans Day, we extend our deepest gratitude to all who serve. Your courage, sacrifice, and dedication to our country mean more than words.
Amen. Amen for sure. The sign tonight says one team, one goal, one drive. The Rebel pride is alive. So watch out, Wolves. And tonight will end your playoff ride. So I think they mean business. And again, great creativity never escapes that sign.
Well, last week when Jackson Rutledge made that hit across the middle on the wide receiver, it really set the tone. They stopped going to their four-star tight end who only had one more catch for 12 yards for the remainder of the game. So they look to set the tone early tonight.
Yeah, the Red Rebels approach, and they will explode through that paper sign, and they will head to the home side. And as we do that, we're about 2 minutes away from the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week and the Roger L. Newman kickoff. We're going to take a break. When we come back, put a bow on what's been a great postseason pregame show brought to you by Maryville Top Shop. We'll be right back. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Stevenson Tire, 3 generations serving Blount and surrounding counties for over 60 years. The friendly staff at Stevenson Tire is ready to assist you and get you back on the road quickly with the most trusted tire brands in the industry. Competitive prices, tire repairs too. Expect real hometown service at Stevenson Tire. The name to trust in East Tennessee is Stevenson Tire, 2411 East Broadway Avenue in Maryville. Online at StevensonTire.net or call 865-983-1621. Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5. Stevenson Tire.
And welcome back to the Maryville Top Shop pregame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. Ben, I just want to give another shout out. Maryville Cross Country qualified for state a week ago. They actually competed this morning and this afternoon in the state tournament. It ran today at 12:30 Central Time. Girls raced at 1:20. And if you look at the results, Tommy Babbitt finished third in the state, had a 5,000-meter run that looks to be 15 minutes, 37 seconds.
Wow, Tommy has been incredible with his performances last year and then going into this year. Great job.
Yeah, really a great performance. And then looks like a top 10 finish for the boys in the state. So they finished out of 32 teams that qualified for state. They're a top 10 team in that regard. Girls finished 14th in the state, so the upper half for both programs. Coach Doug Martin and his staff, they've done a great job cultivating that, and that's an extremely young cross-country team that's competing at state already.
I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed talking to Coach Martin last spring and really getting to understand his philosophy with this group and does such a great job with the kids.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The captains are at the midfield coin flip for West Ridge. The captain, number 45, Sam Perry. Number 43, Hayden Music. Number 2, Justice Hilton. He's the quarterback. And number 10, Caleb Mabb. For the Red Rebels, number 1, Torrey Beaufort. Number 2, Jackson Rutledge. Number 53, Caleb Millard. And number 70, Nick Hinderlight. Coin flip's been had. Maryville does win the toss. They want the football. Love the aggressive nature that they've carried all year, and it followed into the playoffs.
Sure do. You talked about Torrey Beaufort, the human joystick. He comes into the game with 50 receptions, 853 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns. In that Oak Ridge game, he had a second passing touchdown on the year, 60 all-purpose yards. Incredible job in that game.
Yeah, just a really, really fun night for him for sure. And also want to give a shout out to one of the captains tonight, Jackson Rutledge. He was the Farm Bureau player of the game for Cade Chambers' team, but he is an emotional shifting guy. He lays a lick a week ago that really changed the complexion of the game. He's a captain here tonight. I don't think that's by accident.
Well, you said it in the pregame show that when he made that hit in his pelvis, it set the tone for the entire ballgame.
Well, and I think I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Maryville Top Shop for our pregame show. But as both teams out in kick formation and return formation, respectively, we're going to turn it over to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. But thanks to Maryville Top Shop, as they've always been a good sponsor here in 25 and hopefully beyond.
Yes, since 1986, this family business has been the leader in custom countertops. Check them out, 865-977-8677.
Looks like number 42, Evan Manis, will kick it away. It'll be a short kick, will be returnable. Looks like that is going to be, that looks to be number, trying to get a number on that. That's going to be Chase Tucker, number 14, with a nice return. Took it from about the 7-yard line and takes it ahead forward to the Rebel 40. They're going to work left to right, Ben, on Jim Renfro. Wind will be in their face, but I think that's going to play well for the second and fourth quarter.
Really good kick return right there. Just kind of zigzags in between the hash there. Eventually taken down by 13, Dayton Field. Good field position to start the game.
Yeah, they're going to say forward progress stopped at the Rebel 39-yard line, so that's where they'll have 1st and 10. And again, they'll be on close side hash. Looks like Colton Faust will bring the play in.
The Wolves line up in a fairly traditional 3-4 front, but they'll bring a bandit linebacker down underneath to mix things up. They like to cross blitz, showing pressure from one side and bringing it from another, so the Rebels will need to stay poised when those disguised looks come.
Initial clock issue, had to manually knock 7 seconds off, but we will quickly get to play here. Will Jones will break a small huddle. He'll have 2 receivers stacked up to the right, 1 to the left, and Cam Porter straight away behind him. He's going to put Torrey Beaufort in motion right to left. Going to push him out in the flat. He'll go wide left. He's going to let him get out there, get set. Now he'll take the shotgun snap, hands to Cam Porter. One cut, he's going to spin off the first tackler, and he's going to push the second one ahead forward. Nice pickup by Cam. That's going to be 5 yards on first down, 2nd and 5.
Inside zone run there by Cam Porter and showing a little bit of that shifty, tenacious running style that he has. 43, Hayden Music gets the tackle.
Big spin move there, got additional yardage, probably 2-yard pickup. The spin move gave him 3 additional, 2nd and 5. 11:25 to go here in the first quarter, scoreless. A stack trips to the left side of this formation, 1 man to the right side. You will have a new backer. The Torrey Beaufort will be to the left hip pocket. That's Grayson Myers going in motion right to left. He's going to take a shotgun snap, flat-footed to Beaufort. Beaufort gets the football. He's got free. He's going to get across midfield, and he's going to get into Wolves territory down to the Westridge 49-yard line, but not before he gets a Twin City certified first down.
Well, the edge was sealed there and able to get to the outside, work his way towards the sidelines. Got a little horse collar in there, no call. Number 9, Braylon Vance, gets credited for the tackle.
Yeah, good flat-footed throw there by Will Jones to get it to Beaufort in a hurry, and Beaufort found north and south quickly. They're going to say he stopped at the 50-yard line. Thought he kind of fell forward, but no, they're going to give him the midfield stripe, so that's where 1st and 10 will happen. 10:38 to go in the first quarter. Will Jones looks it over, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Going to have Porter back into the game straight away. He's going to hand it to Cam. Cam's going to get the right guard position. He's going to get free. He's going to bowl over a Wolf, and he's going to get another first down and make them pay for it. He's going to pick up 15, Ben.
What a bulldozing run down the left hash. Number 5, Jackson Price, gets put on his back right there at the 35-yard line.
Handoff there to Cam Porter. He's going to pick up 15, pick up another first down. And Cam has carried the ball twice tonight, Ben, both times for big yardage. Will's going to look it over. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Stacked up Jamerson to the right. Now Cam's going to clean up, and then Will's going to uncork it. He's got it downfield, intended for Colton Faust at the 2-yard line. And looks like Westridge going to get a hand up. They're going to knock it down. I think Colton wanted some contact. No call, 2nd down.
Had man coverage down the sideline there. Mere technique by the defensive back, and he had good position, got his arms out before Faust.
Yeah, good touch there by Will. Threw that ball into the wind, and it still was right on the money. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 upcoming. Going to have Cam Porter straight away. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to look to hand it to Cam Porter. He's going to cut it back inside, fights ahead forward, and they're going to say maybe a half yard on the pickup. They'll give him a full 1, 3rd and 9.
Tried to cut back. Tackle made, 77, Caden Duke. You got to watch this guy. 44 tackles coming in, 4 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, but he leads the team in tackles for loss with 8 on the year.
Yeah, looks like play designed off left guard, and he cuts it back to the middle of the field, right into the teeth, and Westridge's linebackers ready to pick him up right there. 3rd and 9 upcoming, 9:21 to go in the first quarter. Scoreless here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cam will be to the right hip pocket of Will Jones. Beaufort goes into motion, pitch play. Lead blocker is going to get through, and Torrey Beaufort's going to be dropped for a big loss. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the play, back to the West Ridge 39-yard line.
Tried to use some misdirection on that play and work towards the Maryville sidelines with Beaufort. 52, Tanner Mims gets in the backfield, makes the tackle, 4th down.
It's going to be at the West Ridge 39-yard line, so no punt formation out there for the Red Rebels. A little bit of no man's land as they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Trying to keep this opening drive alive. 2 receivers to either side. Cam Porter straight away behind Will Jones. He's going to look over the defense. Now he'll step back. He stands at the West Ridge 45. He'll put Max Sear in motion left to right. Little 3-step drop, looking, going to throw right. He's going to find Colton Faust. He's going to be near the line to gain, Ben. He needed the 25-yard line. They gave him the 24. 1st down, Rebels. That's a Twin City certified 1st down.
Well, what that hound dog says in Lady in the Tramp, oh, reliable right there. Number 10, Caleb Mabb makes the stop on the deep post route by Colton Faust. He made a catch like that on the 2nd drive in the Oak Ridge game, and he does it right there. Big catch by Colton Faust.
Yeah, good pick-me-up play there by Colton Faust. Didn't make the reception down there at the goal line, but made the catch right there to keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 Rebels.
22 receptions on the year, 259 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Will Jones has trips to the right. Now check it. Julian Douglas in motion right to left. Looks like this play is going to die before it starts. We'll see what the call is. I don't see Laundry on the field. Hippie, what do we got down there?
I think it's illegal motion. I think 2 guys were moving at the same time.
So that will go against the Red Rebels, illegal motion, and that penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc.
Unfortunately, going to have to play behind the sticks here inside the 30.
And that's the great thing about this offense, though. Again, a negative play. It is still 1st down, so 1st and 15 now. But I don't know that they've already forgotten about it. They're ready to get to the next play.
Well, this is a team that converts on 3rd and 4th down 52% of the time, so they're not afraid of getting in those situations.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, straight away Cam Porter. Will Jones in shotgun. He'll put Beaufort in motion. Now he's going to hand to Cam Porter. He's going to cut it back to the middle of the field. Got some green grass. Gets across the 25, across the 20, down to the West Ridge 17-yard line. Nice pickup. Got all the penalty yardage back, Ben. It's going to set up a 2nd and short.
I'll tell you what, Cam Porter put his dancing shoes on tonight, buddy. He just gets to that left hash and dances his way down there, downfield. Tackle made, 13, Dayton Brown.
Yeah, good vision to cut it back to the middle of the field. What was probably a 4-yard gain turned 11, and it's going to be 2nd and 4 upcoming from, they're going to give him the 18, so it'll be from the West Ridge 18-yard line. Needs the 14 for a 1st down. 6:43 to go here in the 1st. Rebels on their opening possession. Chewing up a ton of clock here. Torrey Beaufort's going to be the back to the right hip pocket. Pitch play to Beaufort. Beaufort's going to get to the close side hash, going to try to catch the corner. Does he get it? 10. He's going to jump a man, and it's going to be a penalty, but it is highlight reel worthy. He's going to jump over a man, and he's going to land it near the 5-yard line. Hippie, hope you had a view on that, buddy.
Yeah, I'm right here. I mean, he jumped almost right into me, but yeah, unfortunately, I think you can't leave your feet in high school football.
Boy, it was an electric play, but that penalty that is a burr to many coaches for athleticism is going to cost us here.
Yeah, it is going to be, I believe it's personal foul against Torrey. It will back the Red Rebels up, but again, finding momentum, finding seams increases in this West Ridge defense. So what was 2nd and 4? I believe it's going to be a little longer than that now. It will be from the spot of the foul. That is a benefit here.
And you know, the purpose of that penalty is to protect the players. So that is really why it's in place, is to protect the safety of the players. It's just amazing when you see something like that, the athleticism that Beaufort has, and going to be penalized here.
Yeah, looks like it'll be a net loss of 6 yards there. It'll turn 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 10. We don't lose the down, so we'll get another crack at it. We'll see what we do here. 6:28 to go in the 1st quarter. Rebels and Wolves scoreless here in the opening round of the 6A playoffs. They'll break a small huddle. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Douglas to the left, Beaufort and Faust to the right. Cam Porter straight behind Will Jones. He'll stand in shotgun, takes the snap, looks right, throws right. Going to find Beaufort. He's going to twirl back inside, back out. Now he'll get to the 20-yard line and push it ahead forward. He'll get down to the Wolves. They're going to say They keep tossing the ball around, Ben. They're going to say down to the 18. So he's going to pick up about 6 of the lost yardage, and it'll set up 3rd and 4.
Gets that comeback route on the 20 right there, just works his way back towards the football and goes a little, like you say, do-si-do. And Jackson Brown gets credited for the tackle.
Yeah, he was like when you try to set a manual clock and you go 1 hour past, you got to go all the way back around. Will Jones breaks a small huddle. He'll have Beaufort to his right hip. He'll have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, a stacked up Jamerson to the left. Looks over the defense, takes that snap, looks left, wants Beaufort, now back to the middle. He's going to have Grayson Myers inside the 10, inside the 5. Grayson Myers finds the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels.
Yo ho, yo ho, yo ho!
Grayson Myers cuts across the middle. Little kind of death trap there, but Grayson Myers, tough man in the middle. Catch the football, find the end zone. Mission accomplished. Grayson Myers, touchdown, Rebels.
Love the play call. Open up the middle of the field. Watch that blitz come in. Grayson Myers gets behind those backers. Pass and catch, touchdown, Red Rebels.
Grayson Myers going to stay busy right here. He will be in as the holder for this extra point. Hudson Jamerson looks to attempt. Seal has been broken here at Jim Renfro Field. Good snap, good hold, kick up. And kick low, but kick good. And with 6:05 to go, the Denso scoreboard reads the Red Rebels 7 and the Westridge Wolves 0. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Looking for your next flavor obsession? Say hello to REO Cheese Wagon, Maryville's gourmet grilled cheese legend and Taste of a Blunt award winner. Catch their food truck 7 days a week or swing by the cafe Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 429 West Broadway for the perfect breakfast, brunch, or lunchtime hangout. Sip on locally loved coffee and specialty teas and don't miss their new community event space, ready for your next gathering. Follow the Cheesy Magic on socials or visit reocheesewagon.com, where dreams are grilled to perfection.
From the Hep Plumbing Studios, we want to be your plumber. This is WDKW, Maryville, Knoxville, 95.7 Duke FM. Your home for Maryville Red Rebel Athletics.
Get low when the whistle goes.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM, as Colin Stringer is going to kick. Colin Stringer's going to knock it out of the back of the end zone. Touchback, and the Westridge Wolves, their first crack at it will come from their own 20-yard line.
Booming 45-yard kickoff into the end zone. Previous drive was 11 plays, 61 yards, 5 minutes, 55-second time of possession.
Justice Hilton will bring his troops out. He's 5'10", 155-pound sophomore. Related, we're thinking he's the son of the coach, but he's going to bring a powerful guy with him. Ethan Amex is the first 1,000-yard running back in Westridge history, and he'll be in the backfield with this triple option. It is going to be Hilton hands it off and around the right end, and this will take me a second to get kind of hooked in. That is going to be Ethan Amex on carry number 1. He'll pick up, looks to be about 6 yards on first down.
Goes downhill in between that right guard and tackle. Tackle made number 27, Dax Cole.
Yeah, this offense very kind of deceptive. The quarterback's nearly going to have his backside on the turf, and then he'll quickly hand it off or keep it and get north and south. Hits very quickly, as Coach Hunt talked about Wednesday. Justice Hilton will go under center the majority of the time here. Straightaway backer, and then he'll have a man in motion. He's going to quickly hand it off. It's going to go straight ahead forward. That's going to be Amex again, and he's going to fight off first contact, fall ahead forward for a Westridge first down out to the Westridge 33-yard line.
Initial contact, Dax Cole cleaned up there by Wyatt Wilbur and company. You know, on this veer option, what you're going to see is you're going to see a little bit more separation with the offensive linemen. You know, typically about 2.5 feet apart. They're going to go about 3.5 feet instead of that, and Justin Hilton is the decision maker. You know, combined with that running back, they combined for about 2,500 rushing yards and 32 touchdowns on the season. You got 2 guys back there.
Yeah, and they work a 3-headed monster back there. It's going to be Ethan Amex majority of the time. Justin Hilton has the ability to keep it, but then number 4, Brody Fields, is a pretty exceptional back as well. We're going to put a man in motion, and looks like movement by 2 different players might have bitten the Wolves as well. Hippie, what do you got down there?
Yeah, definitely a false start. Like you said, 2 players moving at the same time.
It's going to be a backup moment for the Westridge Wolves. That penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc. And this is a team, Ben, that has to stay on schedule. This type of offense cannot handle negative plays.
And they've had problems with ball security throughout the year. They've fumbled 13 times this season and sit at -2 on the turnover margin.
Only completed 7 passes on 23 attempts, so not a heavy throwing team, and 5 of those picked off. Going to put a man in motion. Now he's going to get run over by his backer. That is going to be Amix knocking down Hilton, and Hilton probably happy to hold on to the football. And the way the Red Rebel defense looks like, maybe he didn't.
Yeah, and you talked about it just a few minutes ago, Wayno. You can't be careless. You got to communicate.
And looks like they're going to say Westridge down by contact. The last person to put his hands down for the Rebel defense, that's going to be Bryson Barrett. He was going to hold that fort until he had to.
And then on the flip side of the ball, you've got to stay disciplined with your gap assignments, even at the third level with Andrew Smith and Chase Tucker.
Yeah, they're going to give him a yard on the scrum forward, so it'll be 2nd and 14 upcoming. But again, 2 basically negative plays back-to-back. They're going to put Fields in motion. Now they're going to hand it off to Amix. Amix is going to get the penalty yardage back and more. He's going to fight ahead forward to the 41-yard line, and there's a flag on the play.
Good tackle there by 20, Mason Tibbetts.
A late flag, Ben, Hippie came from the backside. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Maryville's player pushed the guy down after the call. It looks like it's going to be a personal foul on Maryville.
It looks like might check a player out just to have some additional conversation on how you got to play clean, because I think that's going to net a first down for Westridge, Ben.
Yeah, and on the year, from a drive killer perspective, 45 penalties for the Red Rebels for 440 yards. We're getting more penalties than our opponent by 8 and by 56 yards.
Yeah, it's not characteristic, if you will, of a Maryville team. But again, I think aggressiveness is a lot of those are aggressive penalties. It's just you got to play within the echo of the whistle.
Well, you said it perfectly right there. That's the aggressive style and personality of this offense.
Looks like quickly under will be Hilton. Straight away behind him will be Amix. They're going to put a man in motion. Now looks like Hilton will keep the football. He's going to get through the first line and nearly the second. He'll get into Rebel territory down to the Rebel 39-yard line, and that'll be 2nd and 3 upcoming.
Just working in between that left guard and that center, and up in between the hash tackle 17, Andrew Smith.
Yeah, Coach Hunt talked about the ability to really commit and make their move very quickly. It's a pre-snap decision. He knows he's keeping it, or Amix knows he's getting it, or Fields knows he's getting it. They know exactly how to flex this. Looks like they're just going to pile ahead forward. Hilton will get the first down. Needed 3 yards to get it. Got maybe 3.5. They're going to give him the Rebel 35-yard line. First down, Westridge.
Got the push on that left side. Number 44, Cowboy Collar, had to come around. Wyatt Wilbur made the tackle.
Mason Heltzel will check out. Quincy Prigmore will check in at the nose guard position. Again, we talked about it off air. A lot of different splits here for this type of offense. A little different gap schedule. It gives some opportunity, you would think, but I think ultimately you commit in or out, and it seems like Westridge has an answer for it. Amix with the football. He's going to cut back inside. Now he's going to cut outside, and he is going to find Jackson Rutledge. Not before he picks up 8 yards, Ben, and 2nd and short upcoming.
Yeah, Jackson Rutledge and number 20, Mason Tibbetts, in on the tackle for the Red Rebels.
Going to pick up 8 yards and give Amix some credit. Again, the first 1,000-yard rusher in Westridge history kind of was dead to rights on the inside of that play and continued to fight his way outside and found 3 or 4 additional yards. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Rebels lead 7-0. Westridge on their opening possession in Rebel territory. Westridge under center. It'll be Hilton. He's going to take the snap. Goes right guard, and he's going to fight ahead forward, get the first down, and get down inside the Rebel 25-yard line, down to the 22, and it will be a first down, Westridge.
Quincy Prigmore is getting the business from number 50 down there, and that's Cal Tatum.
And looks like before the scrum was over, Quincy Prigmore's replacement heading in, it'll be Landon Marcus, number 66. Again, I think this team can promote aggression, Westridge, just because of the style of play that they work with. But again, I think the Rebel players and coaching staff doing a good job of getting those guys out, getting them cooled off, getting them right back in there.
Well, you talked about the inexperience of the passing game. That means you've got an experienced rushing attack, and especially up front with those linemen.
Well, Coach talked about it. This is what they practice every single day. And so ultimately, looks like Coach Hilton not happy with what he just saw, so he's going to take a timeout. Let's take one with him. A Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage timeout. It's 1st and 10 West Ridge, but it's 7-0 in favor of the Red Rebels. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
For over 40 years, Roger L. Newman Company Heating and Cooling has been East Tennessee's trusted name and comfort. Right now, get up to $800 in rebates on high-efficiency heat pumps, plus 60 months of 0% interest financing. Want year-round peace of mind? Join their Service Plus Maintenance program for priority service and exclusive repair discounts. Call 865-982-5446. That's 865-982-5446. Or visit RogerLNewmanCompany.com. Roger L. Newman Company. Locally owned, quality driven. That's 865-982-5446.
Run like a rebel, run like a rebel.
And welcome back to Skeeter Shield Stadium on the campus of Maryville High School for the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. Rebels lead 7-0. 1st and 10 West Ridge as they're working right to left here, headed toward the Don Story Athletic Center. 1st and 10 is going to turn 2nd and 9. Amix tries to get right, and he is going to be found wrong. It's going to be no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Dax Cole makes a nice move, gets in there on that right hash, big tackle for the Red Rebels.
And out of a timeout, that is a great play by your defense because extra design time for Coach Hilton's offense. 2nd and 10 upcoming, under a minute to play in the first quarter. Hilton's going to stay under center. Straight away behind him, Amix. He's going to put a man in motion. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to try to go left side. Nothing doing there as he is going to pick up maybe 2 yards, Ben. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Wyatt Wilbur doing a great job setting that edge and then forcing open the middle gaps there for Dax Cole. A group tackle right there by the Red Rebel defense.
Play clock's longer than the game clock, and looks like Coach Hilton's good to take it to the second quarter with 24 seconds to go here in this first quarter. West Ridge already walking to their sideline, and I think the Rebel defense is like, we could run 5 plays in this time. What's going on? But looks like they're going to come to the sideline as well. As the clock continues to roll, we'll quickly get to a break. This is going to be end of quarter. This timeout brought to you by Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage. When we come back, first quarter stats and more of the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, where the Rebels lead the West Ridge Wolves 7-0. You're listening on 95.7 Duke FM. Whether it's Friday Night Lights or Saturday Showdowns, Blount County knows that Windy City Grill is your game time headquarters for big time flavor with a Chi-Town twist. Stop by and fuel up with their top shelf wings, burgers, Chicago-style dogs, or that mouth-watering Italian beef sandwich. Bring the whole crew out to 2641 US 411. Proud supporters of Maryville High School athletics. That's Windy City Grill, a taste of Chicago with a little Southern charm. Welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. At the end of the first quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Red Rebels on 21 total plays, Mr. Metz. 11 for the Red Rebels for 81 total yards, 10 for the West Ridge Wolves for 49 yards. Talk about ball control, keep away game. Both teams playing it well tonight.
Yeah, they're going to try to limit the number of times that the Red Rebels possess the football, and right now we haven't even completed 2 drives up to this point in the ballgame.
Red Rebels 7 rushing plays for 42 yards on the ground, 3 of 4 passing for 39 yards and 7 points on the board. West Ridge, 10 carries for 49 yards, 0 of 0, no passing attempts, no passing yards. Hilton under center, he's going to take the snap. Now he'll pitch play out to number 13. He's going to get wide, get forward, get inside the 20, but not get the first down. He'll get down to the Rebel 18-yard line, sets up 4th and 4.
Well, they weren't able to get anything up the middle with Dax Cole and number 44, Wyatt Wilbur, so they try to go to the outside towards the left hash. And how about number 44, Wyatt Wilbur there? He keeps his shoulders lateral, he turns those legs and works his way, makes a good form tackle. 4th down.
It's going to set up 4th and 5. The pitch man there was Dayton Brown, 5'7", 145-pound junior, and they're going for it on 4th down. Hilton under center. Now he's going to hand it off. Now he's going to pitch it back to Hilton. Hilton is going to get lit up. He's going to get lit up near the 15-yard line, and Ben, that's 2 yards short of the 1st down. What a play.
Dax Cole goes sock choppy burr, baby.
And that's our first Delosier Auction Company defensive stop as we turn them back inside the Rebel red zone.
Well, that was coming because Dax Cole was on it with Mason Tibbetts and Wyatt Wilbur. They were all showing that pressure right there in between the tackles. He tried to roll out. Dax Cole sniffed it out, buddy.
Well, that play was one thing, Ben. It was cute, and we don't do cute. Dax Cole doesn't do cute. Will Jones going to get out there quickly. He'll be in shotgun. Cam Porter directly behind him, trips to the right. Now we'll put Julian Douglas in motion right to left, working right to left on Jim Renfro. Cam Porter with the football. He's going to bowl over some Westridge Wolves. He's going to bowl over the 30-yard line. Gets out to the 33 and get a Twin City certified 1st down.
We talked about it last week. His ability to scamper is very nice and fun to watch, but he's also got that downhill running style. He works in between the left guard and tackle and just turns his legs in that middle hash, eventually tackled by number 5, Jackson Price.
Looks like he's going to check out. Beaufort's going to check in at running back. A little more of that in this game early on, as Beaufort's going to be straight away behind Will Jones. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Will looks it over. Now he's going to put a man in motion right to left, takes the snap. Now hands to Beaufort. Beaufort's going to try to pick and choose. He's going to pick forward. He's going to get across the 40-yard line. He's going to get out to the 43, and looks like emotions boiling over for the defenders of West Ridge. Flags coming in from everywhere, Ben.
Yeah, number 77, Caden Duke, will get credited for the tackle, but we'll go down to Hippie and see what happened there.
Hippie, what's going on? Torrey's still down on the play.
Yeah, with the unnecessary late hit and very uncalled for. As you can tell, Torrey's a little trying to, shake it off. Hopefully nothing but the best for him.
Yeah, Torrey's going to go back down. The medical staff is going to attend to him, but I tell you, a spark is not what this Rebel team needs, and West Ridge might have just lit one.
Yeah, towards the end of the play there, the defender started to drive his shoulder pads into Torrey as the play was already whistled dead.
Torrey is walking to the home sideline on his own. It looks like the medical staff letting him do so. So that is a good sign. Helmet stays on.
I'm telling you, I'm glad Torrey Beaufort's all right, and you don't want to get him upset because he's like one of those yip-yip dogs when he starts being chased by a Bissell vacuum cleaner.
Well,
the guy just runs all over the place.
See, I think he's like one of those little cars. You wind him up, and he's about to go. Here we go. Cam Porter back into the football game. Let's see if he picks up for his teammate.
You don't want to make those yip-yip dogs mad.
After the penalties assessed, that penalty brought to you by Underground Connection Inc. We're going to get into West Ridge territory down to the Wolf 42-yard line. Will Jones takes the shotgun pass. Now he's going to looks over. Now he's going to throw straight down the middle of the field, nearly deflected and picked off. That's going to be number 45 stepping in front of that one, Sam Perry. But Will Jones looks to thread the needle there.
Yeah, very confident throw there by Will Jones. I like the play call. Out of the zone coverage was number 17, Jax Brown, and he's able to get his hands on the football.
Quickly back into the football game is Torrey Beaufort. That's good to see. And here's the thing. First down, throw deep. That's going to back up the defense a little bit. Look for a run play here on 2nd down to try to soften up the front. 10:05 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Rebels lead 7-0. Their 2nd possession of the night. We're in the 2nd quarter. Going to put Max here stacked up to the right. That's going to be 2 to the right. Now pitch play to Torrey Beaufort. He's going to try to get right. Now cuts back to the middle of the field. He's going to find a man, drives him down. Now he's going to get inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. Nice pickup on 2nd down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Made a nice cut when he got to that right hash. Good to see him back out on the field. Tackle made 9, Braylon Vance.
Cam Porter's going to check out. Max Sear will check out. And you're going to see some big boys check in. Trying to see the look that we're going for here. Going to have a small huddle. We'll wait to break it. 9:32 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Rebels lead 7-0. 2 receivers, kicks out wide left. You're going to have a stacked up Jamerson to the left. 2 receivers to the right. Empty backfield for Will Jones. Now he's going to put Torrey in orbit behind him, right to left. Looks his way now back left. He's going to get it to Grayson Myers, and we're going to get the first down. He's going to get inside the West Ridge 25, call it down at the 21, and a Twin City certified first down.
You know, his previous touchdown to Grayson Myers put him in the record books as the all-time leading touchdown, career passing touchdowns at 67, and he's about to do another one right here, buddy.
Yeah, an 18-year record that was held by Brent Burnett. He tied him a week ago at 66, and again got that first one tonight to kind of take it over the top for sure. Will Jones going to have an empty backfield again, 5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. He'll stand in shotgun. Looking at the Don Story, takes the shotgun snap, looks left, throws left, is going to find Hudson Jamerson. He's going to get it across the middle, get it inside the 15, down to the 14, and that's going to be a nice pickup on first down. 2nd and 3 upcoming.
You talk about a reliable receiver right there. Hudson Jamerson does a 5-yard dig, makes a nice catch there. Tackle made, number 45, Sam Perry.
He and Max Sear going to do a little do-si-do. He's going to check out. Sear checks in. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like it's going to be Beaufort and Douglas to the right, Colton Faust to the left, and Cam Porter directly behind Will Jones. Will looks it over. He'll put a man in motion. Torrey goes right to left, takes the snap, play action. Will rolls the pocket to the right. He's going to throw back, going to get it to Beaufort inside the 10, inside the 5, and pushed out of bounds at the 4. 1st and goal, Rebels. Torrey Beaufort run and catch.
Complete misdirection on the toss. All the backers bite towards the Maryville sidelines. Rolls out, nice pass and catch. Tackle made, 13, Dayton Brown.
7:52 to go here in the first half. Rebels in business inside the West Ridge 5-yard line at the Wolf 4.
After that penalty, I really like the mannerisms by this Red Rebel offense right here.
1st and goal from the 4. Yeah, powerful football here as Will's going to have his first snap under center tonight. Cam Porter directly behind him. He's going to look for the snap, puts a man in motion. Now it's going to be a sweep play. Torrey Beaufort cuts it back to the middle of the field, fights his way in, and fights his way to the house. Touchdown, Rebels.
Kick it indoors and have a little pile-on dance party, baby.
Got 2 yards forward and 2 yards backing it in. Torrey Beaufort with the touchdown, and the Denso scoreboard just changed.
Love the energy by Torrey Beaufort towards the end of that drive, working his way downfield. Good effort by Grayson Myers on the pass and catch. Excellent offensive run.
Yeah, 7:47 to go here in the second quarter. Denso scoreboard now reads the Rebels 13, the West Ridge Wolves 0. Grayson Myers will get out there to have the holding duties, and looks like Hudson Jamerson will attempt the PAT. Center field, going to set up at the 10-yard line to kick it away. And looks like we're talking. I think Brody Smith wanting to have some conversation there with Coach. Get him to the sideline. Hudson Jamerson now in kick formation. Snaps good, holds good, kick. You know it's good. Hudson Jamerson up and true. And with 7:47 to go in the second quarter, Rebels extend to a 14-0 lead here in the first round of the 6A playoffs over the West Ridge Wolves. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Locally owned Barnett Roofing, your hometown roofer for 20 plus years, serving all of Maryville and surrounding areas. Certified as a GAF Elite Master Roofing Contractor, Barnett Roofing continues its reputation for attention to detail, fast service, and unmatched professionalism while offering you affordable roofing solutions. Call Barnett Roofing for free roof inspections, roof repairs, or to compare any quotes. Barnett Roofing, proudly serving their friends and family in Maryville and Blount County. The most affordable and dependable roofing company in the area, Barnett Roofing.
Our roads lead to another road. Marin, engage, rebels, and roll. Oh, come on.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. Rebels lead 14-0, but while we were at the break, a little laundry on the Red Rebels, and it will be assessed on the kickoff. Hippie, what do we got?
Yeah, so after the touchdown, unfortunately, on the run, the player grabbed the back of Torrey's helmet and tried to rip the helmet off. Unfortunately, Torrey retaliated, pushed him, and it looks like they called the foul on Torrey.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I guess we're even now then. But that penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc. It will be Colin Stringer kicking this one away. It's going to be a low squibber, and looks like there's going to be a penalty on Maryville on the kickoff. Hippie, looks like we got ahead of him.
Yeah, got a little running start and got the call on us.
So that will back him up. We'll kick it again. I think probably the same result there. Do want to give a shout out. Looks like Mr. George DeBobby listening in. The Maryville High School cheerleader, talk about the state championship. George DeBobby's granddaughter on that team, so he's got to be excited for his granddaughter being a state champion.
So fortunate to meet George a couple weeks ago, and what an excellent person and somebody that called so many of these great games. Really honored to meet him. And go Red Rebels tonight, George DeBobby.
Yeah, George DeBobby. A lot of the history in the 100 years of Red Rebels was spoken by George DeBobby. Glenn Morton, we were able to meet both of those individuals, both those legends, a couple of weeks ago at the pep rally. Colin Stringer will approach again. He'll kick it again. And that one may have been a little bit better, a little bit of gusto, and it's going to get to the 10-yard line. Squib kick. Now they're going to try to return it. Bryson Barrett makes first contact, and it looks like we are going to get him down at the 31-yard line. So kicked it from our own 20, Ben, and really a nice kick by Stringer.
Great job by Bryson Barrett to get downfield, break down, make a good proper form tackle there. Good execution.
They're going to give him the 32-yard line. That's where they'll take over 1st and 10. And again, there's been a lot of physical play, a lot of aggression unleashed here in the early going. You got to keep that in check if you're the Rebel defense, but you got to use it as fuel here.
Yeah, that previous touchdown all started with that Dax Cole stop on 4th down, the previous defensive series.
Yeah, that last series, 8 plays, 83 yards, 3:31 time of possession. Quickly hands it off. They're going to keep it with Hilton, and he's going to go around the right end. He's going to pick up nearly 5 yards there on 1st down. They're going to give him 4. Well, one's on 4 yards, one's on 5. They'll settle on 5. So 2nd and 5 upcoming.
What a tackle by the safeties. 14 Chase Tucker and 17 Andrew Smith get down there and just sandwich the running back right there short of the 40.
Yeah, a lot of kind of indecision there on the handoff, Ben. I think Hilton wanted to get rid of it, but kind of fumbled it around, had to keep it himself. Hilton will go under center. Amix will be straight behind him. He's going to put 13 in motion. Now he'll hand it to Amix. Amix is going to get through. He's going to get free. He's got the crease, and he is going to be shoelace tackled there by Bryson Barrett. Saved the touchdown, but a big gainer for the West Ridge.
Able to get that outside zone run and work his way up the left hash. There is a flag in the backfield.
Flag way back, and West Ridge knows it, and they're walking backwards. Hippie, what do we got?
Yeah, it was a chop block over here on the outside that sprung him. And, of course, 15-yard penalty for on West Ridge.
That's going to back them up for sure. What was a long 1st down that punched it into Maryville territory will go beyond the original line of scrimmage in the wrong direction if you're West Ridge.
And Coach Hunt talks about the mannerisms. You know, West Ridge just casually walking back towards the huddle. Wyatt Wilbur was on a dead sprint back to the line of scrimmage.
And I will tell you, great job by Bryson Barrett. That's a touchdown saver right there. It would have come back on the penalty, but Bryson didn't know that when he was launching. So great job there by number 7 in red. Looks like Amix. He had to kind of go down on one knee right there. Maybe a loose shoestring, but I'm going to say he's a little tired here. They're going to have a small huddle. Now they'll break it really close to the line of scrimmage. One of those, what they call a sugar huddle. Now they'll stack it up to the left side. Hilton under center, nearly sitting on the ground. He'll quickly hand it off. We're going to read it well, and Ryan Henry is going to grab and throw. And in the backfield is where the West Ridge Wolves, number 1, Amix, will land.
Yeah, Amix goes Chumbawamba. He got knocked down, but he will get up again.
I got nothing. After the penalty yardage, it's going to be 3rd and forever. 3rd in the barber shop upcoming. They'll be at their own 21-yard line. Needs the 42 to get a 1st down here, Ben.
That's where you say, oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy.
I was like, that word? No, I probably shouldn't say that one. How about that one? No, not that one. Well, they're going to pitch it outside for the 3rd down play. He's going to get wide, cuts it wider, even wider, and Dayton Brown says, nope. 5'7", 145, hits the turf, 4th down.
He got to the outside, but Bryson Barrett enforces that sideline, stays lateral, and just waits on him, makes a good form tackle.
It's going to be 4th and a long way. They do pick up a few of the yards there. Looks like maybe 3 yards on the 3rd down pickup, but it will be 4th and 18. So pickup of 3 there, and so they will be in pump formation trying to get the number on the punter. So it'll be number 10, Caleb Mabb, as he'll stand on his own 12-yard line. Good snap. Kicks away, kind of a straight line kick. Beaufort wants it. Beaufort takes it. He's going to get it at his own 42. Cuts back middle of the field. He's got some green grass. Gets into Wolves territory inside the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Can he get there? 10 and out of bounds. He's going to get thrown out of bounds at the 8-yard line. And aggression bowls over again for the ones in white. And another penalty flag against West Ridge.
Holy smokes, blow up Maryville.
Yeah, how about that, Batman? As he's going to get inside the Wolves' 10-yard line and set up shop first and goal for the Red Rebels.
Well, we talked about how emotional of a player Torrey is. He really takes things personal, and that penalty, I think, really has driven him, and you better look out.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know that any of that run back was at full speed, Ben. He was just had great vision, found his seams, and then when he needed it, he punched it in. Go Gadget Beaufort with a 52-yard punt return set up first and goal.
And this is a guy who had a 30-yard punt return last week against Oak Ridge, and that led to his touchdown pass to Will Jones.
I think we're going to match aggression for aggression as in comes number 27. Check in the Dax pack. 5:02 to play in the half. Looks like window dressing. They're going to check him out. Hippie, I see a flag on the field. What's that looking like?
So there's two flags. There's one on the far for pushing it back, and then the personal foul for the throw out of bounds.
Both against West Ridge?
No, pushing it back on Maryville, personal foul on West Ridge.
So looks like somewhat offsetting penalties, but looks like it's going to net a negative for the Red Rebels.
Already have about 8 penalties in this game for almost 100 yards.
Yeah, again, still going to net nice yardage for the return, but what would have been, looks like it's going to drop about 10 yards off. About 6 yards off. What would have been a first and goal from the 8 looks to be first and 10 from the 14-yard line. 5:02 to play here in the first half. Rebels lead West Ridge 14-0 here in the first round of the 6A playoffs. Again, tempers flaring is an understatement here, guys, but you gotta love matching heart for heart, and also the Rebels kind of seeming to stay in a little bit more control. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's going to be Douglas and Beaufort to the left, Faust to the right, Cam Porter to the right hip pocket of Will Jones, who stands in shotgun. Stacked up Hudson Jamerson to the right. He'll put Beaufort in motion left to right. Little fake pitch play, hands it to Cam Porter. He's going to get off right guard, fights ahead forward, spinning, and will fight Ben for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, tried to work his way to that second level on the counter play. Jax Brown comes down from his perch and makes the tackle.
Nice run, nice hard run by Cam Porter. Nets 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8. We'll say a long 8. 4:34 to go here in the second quarter. Rebels lead 14-0. I'm going to put Cam straight away behind Will Jones this time. Similar set receiver-wise. Looks over the defense. Beaufort will go in motion again. Now he's going to play action. Will rolls the pocket to the left. Now thinking better about it. Going to cut it back inside. Calls his own number. And a shoelace tackle by West Ridge's number 52. Stops a big gainer by QB1.
Good spatial awareness there by Will Jones. Tried to look for something there in the middle of the field. Nothing was there. Tried to escape the tackle from 52, Tanner Mims.
They're going to say he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, you talked about it. You got to maintain your composure in a game like this where there's a lot of emotions. And when you look at the turnover margin for West Ridge at -2 and the Rebels at +8. So you got to stay clean with the football.
Well, and I think what we understand here is a 3-score advantage in a game that is very clock management-esque is as good as 4 or 5 touchdown leads. So you just got to play smart here. You got to get points on the board, and then ultimately just play solid defense. If West Ridge gets on the board, it's what they got to do. But can they do it over and over again? I think 3-score lead makes that very difficult.
Without a doubt.
Quickly breaks the huddle. They're going to have now they're going to flip it. They're going to have Faust to the close side, to the home side, and then Beaufort and Douglas to the high side closest to West Ridge. Will Jones looks it over. Now he's going to put Douglas in motion right to left, takes the shotgun snap, hands it to Porter. Porter's going to find the seam, gets upfield, gets inside the 10, and he will get down to the Westridge 8-yard line. Nice pickup there by Cam Porter. Sets up a 3rd and manageable.
Working that left hash, he gets right in between that left guard and tackle and just works those hash marks. Eventually tackle 13, Dayton Brown.
And looks like Wyatt Wilbur, Max Sear, and Dax Cole will check into the football game. Now the Dax pack is in. 3:24 to go in the half. Rebels lead 14-0, and they're on the doorstep of another touchdown for the Red Rebels.
I mean, those guys complimenting Brody Smith and Nash Stennett.
Under center, it's going to be Will Jones, hands it off to Cam Porter. He's going to get inside the 5, gets inside the 3, and he will be down to the Westridge 1-yard line. Not a touchdown, but a first down, Ben.
You got a tackle by number 17, Jax Brown, and a flag on the play.
Hippie looks like in the neighborhood of a face mask. What do we got?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a face mask on Westridge. I mean, that was the only thing keeping Cam out of the end zone.
And that penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc. But a conversion out of the Dax pack, a little eye candy, if you will. Cam Porter gets the conversion inside the Westridge 5-yard line. Ben, just a powerful north-south running style that Cam's bringing to tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and you can't have penalties against this efficient of an offense. They're plus 1,000 passing on the year, plus 800 on the year rushing. You make these penalties, you're just giving them scores.
This may not be eye candy. Will Jones under center. He's going to take the snap, hands it to Dax Cole, and he is going to jump into the end zone, and he's going to get over the bar, Ben. Touchdown, Rebels.
And there goes the neighborhood, baby.
Yeah, Dax Cole just got the high bar and rolled it over, and that was Jabari Davis style over the top, and it is a touchdown for the Red Rebels, and the Denso scoreboard just changed.
Yeah, just give us a salute down there to GQ Way, baby.
2:44 to go here in the second quarter, and the Rebels extend to a 20-0 advantage. Hudson Jamerson to attempt, Grayson Myers to hold. Good snap, good hold, good kick, up and true, and with 2:44 to play, 21-0 in favor of your Red Rebels. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM.
Maryville Top Shop is your local source for just about every countertop you can imagine. You must see their new 12,000 square foot indoor slab warehouse to believe it. Maryville Top Shop is your one-stop shop. Get everything you need for the install. An East Tennessee leader in making your dream kitchen and baths a reality. Multi-generational and family-owned since 1986 with a dedicated team of design experts to guide you through your personalized experience. Discover Top Shop before you buy anywhere else. You'll be glad you did. Visit MaryvilleTopShop.com. Proudly offering well-worn cabinets.
Can't touch this. Look, man, can't touch this. You better get a height.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week right here at Skeeter Shield Stadium on the campus of Maryville High School. A 5-play, 8 yards, 2:18 time of possession. Added another score to the Red Rebel side of things on the Denso scoreboard, 21-0 over the Westridge Wolves. Ben, a 3-score advantage. We talked about it before the break. Might as well be 4 of 5 in a keep-away type game like tonight.
Yeah, the coach for Westridge, he wanted to limit the number of possessions, and he definitely didn't want to be down 3 scores right now. Beaufort's punt return right there really set up good field possession and allowed Cam Porter to drive downfield.
It will be another kick long, deep, and into the end zone for Colin Stringer. A normal placement equals a normal result. Touchback, and Westridge will bring it out to their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, just tuck that ball inside the foul pole. That's a fair ball.
Yeah, Westridge, again, return men are decorations for visiting teams here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. That kickoff brought to you by Roger L. Newman Company. Out there on defense is going to be Justice Hilton. Again, a sophomore quarterback here in the postseason, likely the first time as a starting quarterback, and he's here on Maryville's home turf, down 3 scores. He's going to pitch play, and now it's going to be a throw down the field. Number 10 is going to catch it, and looks like a little razzle-dazzle for Westridge. He's going to get him a first down, and he is going to get near the midfield stripe, and that was a hook and ladder that worked, Ben.
Well, good play call there by Coach Hilton. Coming into the game, you just kind of expect that they will not pass the football. You do a little trickery there in the backfield and catch a receiver behind safety. Andrew Smith eventually makes the tackle.
Their 8th completion of the year, Ben.
And they probably got all the completion yardage for the year right there.
Yeah,
covered.
It's not far. It's not far. 1st and 10 Wolves, and we'll have to reset. Hilton goes under center. Similar looking formation. He'll hand it to Amix. No, he's going to keep it himself now. Pitches it out to Fields. Fields going to try to get wide. He's going to get dropped as Bryson Barrett is going to pick him up, drop him at the 50-yard line. Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8.
Good job in the zone coverage by Bryson Barrett to stay home. Jackson Rutledge made the initial contact on the ball carrier, and Barrett was right there to clean it up.
Yeah, a lot of development there as there was a lot of deception that Amix had the ball. A lot of people eat up on that, and then Hilton really delayed the pitch. So Hilton's going to quickly hand it off. No, he's going to keep it himself. Hilton gets around the left end. He's going to have the first down and more, and he will get inside the Red Rebel 40-yard line down to the 36 and walk out of bounds.
Yeah, he got to the 45, and he made a cut towards the Westridge sidelines, eventually chased out of bounds by number 17, Andrew Smith, first down.
1st and 10 Westridge. Again, working left to right here on Jim Renfro, trailing the Red Rebels 21-0. Under center, he's going to put a man in motion. Now he's going to hand it off to Amix. Amix is going to get to the right. He's going to get free. He's going to get forward. He's going to get ahead inside the 10-yard line, and he will get down inside the 5 as looks like Ethan Amix, when he gets north and south, he's got a gear.
Yeah, and he made a nice cut right there back towards the right hash and eventually chased and tackled by Chase Tucker.
Looks like they will say down at the Rebel 3-yard line, and it'll set up 1st and goal Westridge. 1:40 to go here in the first half. Westridge looking for the daily double as this middle 8 gives them obviously 2 possessions, 1 now and 1 to open the second half. 1:26 to play here in the first half. Hilton goes under center. Amix directly behind him. Will be Fields in motion. Now they're going to hand it to Amix. He's going to fight his way into the end zone, and the seal is broken for Westridge. They'll get on the board. Touchdown, Wolves.
Counter play in between the left guard and tackle by Amix. He runs into the end zone for a touchdown.
Pickup of 3 and the touchdown, and now the scoreless streak has stopped. Again, last week held the Oak Ridge Wildcats scoreless, and so that will be 5 scoreless quarters snapped right here. 21-6 our new score. Want to see the kicker here. Looks like that will be 29, Samuel Burris. He's a 6'3", 175-pound senior. He's going to kick it up and true, and with 1:15 to go in the half, Red Rebels lead cut to 14. 21 for the Rebels, 7 for the Westridge Wolves. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply with all the tools and equipment you could need for your lawn care. It's time to plan for fall, and their staff has the knowledge to get you the right products for your lawn, including proven turfgrass technology, tall fescue blend, custom organic blends, and more. And don't forget that fall fertilizer. When it comes time to cut that new lawn, Dickens Supply has the top brands you trust, including Wright Mowers, Echo, Ferris Mowers, and Red Max Power Equipment. Use what the pros use. Shop Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply in Knoxville, Maryville, and Dickens' new location on Emory Road in Powell. Online at DickensSupply.com.
Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. 21-7, the Red Rebels advantage cut by a score as Westridge in the late goings here of the second quarter gets into the end zone on an Ethan Amix 3-yard touchdown run. Ben, they've got it in there. They scored points this season. We didn't think we would keep them scoreless, but that's a check for the defense.
Yeah, really set up good field possession at the first part of that drive.
And looks like the kick away for Westridge will be a kick away, a little coffin kick, as it will be taken by Will Elder at the Rebel 34-yard line. A fair catch called for and taken, and that's where we'll set up 1st and 10.
We talked about it at the commercial break on that previous drive, which was 5 plays, 80 yards, 1 minute, 29 time of possession. It really started with that first play from the 20-yard line on the trick pass play, only their 24th pass of the year.
Yeah, we saw Evan Manus kind of working on that coffin kick early in the pregame show. Executed that one well. Will Jones will set up shop at his own 34. Takes a shotgun snap, looks left. Now he's going to throw left. He's got Colton Faust who'll get to the 45, step out of bounds. Stop that clock. 1:10 left in the first half as he'll pick up 12. That's going to be a first down, a Twin City certified first down.
That's an option route right there by Colton Faust. He drives in towards the middle hash, then works his way towards the sideline. Got that separation, good pass and catch.
Rolled an additional second off the clock, even though he ran out of bounds. So it will be 1:09 to go here as Rebels, again, giving up the score there late. They don't want to give back-to-back looks for West Ridge. They're going to go down here and try to put something on themselves. 5 wide here, 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Will Jones in an empty backfield. Takes the shotgun snap, flat-footed, going to throw it to Torrey Beaufort. He's going to get it at the hash. He's going to cut back outside to the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15. Can he do it? He does. Human joystick, touchdown, Torrey.
You just can't teach that.
Can't teach speed and can't teach just execution. Torrey Beaufort gets the football on the far side hash, cuts across the field, finds the numbers, finds the end zone. Torrey Beaufort touchdown, and the Denso scoreboard just changed.
Initial juke play inside the 45 was right towards the Maryville sideline. That took all the linebackers out of play. Had one level to beat. He made another cut going down the sidelines for a touchdown.
58 seconds remaining, and the Rebels have responded. 27-7 the advantage. Will Elder looks to hold it. And Hudson Jamerson looks to kick it, but looks like on the attempt there's going to be a flag. We may have to do that one again.
Yeah, the closest guy to him was Hippie.
Let's see what's going on. Hippie, great response there by the Rebel offense, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's running into the kicker after the kick, the way that it looks like from this angle.
Looks like it will be personal foul against Westridge, so it looks like it's going to be assessed on the kickoff. So Colin Stringer typically doesn't need any help, but that penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc.
Well, I really like the play calling prior to that play on the option route to Colton Faust to get the proper yardage to make a middle field pass in between the hash. Great execution by the Red Rebels. Great play calling.
Yeah, great play call. Give a shout out to Susan and Dave Campbell. They're listening in. They like the human joystick comment. Credit Ben on that one. He came up with it. I just steal it from time to time.
Nobody better than Dave and Susan Campbell.
Yeah, really. And they're great supporters of Rebel Radio, but they're lifelong Rebels. I mean, they really do. They really support the program. They go out and do things. They donate. They buy things. They're great people.
And happy Veterans Day, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. Great call. And looks like Colin Stringer will kick it from inside Westridge territory at the Wolves' 45-yard line. You think I should get Hippie to move the car? Looks like the Rebel marching band's ready to take the field at the half. Probably cover up some of the instruments here. But looks like Colin Stringer's lining up for an onside kick, Ben.
And they recovered one with Max Sear against Farragut.
It is going to be kicked. It will go 10 yards, and looks like it will be recovered by number 18 for West Ridge. That's going to be Logan Thompson, the 5'9", 135-pound junior. But a good kick, good bounce. Just West Ridge, good cover.
I like that play call. And like we said, Max Sear made a play on an onside kick against Farragut. Same thing, and he was right there on that play.
Yeah, and in games like this, I think you're going to have opportunities and scenarios where you need that. So you need to practice it if for no other reason, just to see what it looks like. It's going to be Hilton under center. He's going to hand it to Amix. No, he's going to hand it off to, that is going to be that will be Amix, and he will get around right in. Looks like the fake man took the brunt of the load there, and looks like he is going to get ahead forward out beyond his own 45-yard line. He'll get out to the Wolves' 47, 1st and 10.
I'll tell you what, Max Sear chased him down from his side, made that tackle. He about punched the ball loose.
Quickly back to the line, 37 seconds. Now they'll hand it off. That will be Ethan Amix, and he will be caught in the backfield. 1 yard loss, and he's going to be dropped by a host of Red Rebels.
I'll tell you, he's nothing but mincemeat back there after that tackle.
Well,
good tackle there by the Red Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels about took the handoff, Ben. It really, they were in the backfield as much as the running backs, and it looks like Coach Hilton wants a timeout. I think we need to take one with them, catch our breath, and see how these last 28 seconds of the first half is going to play out. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, where the Red Rebels lead the West Ridge Wolves 28-7 here on 95.7 Duke FM.
Yep, it's that time once again. It's football time in Tennessee. Hello, friends from Twin City Certified Used Cars, Trucks, and SUVs. If you're in the market for a like-new pre-owned vehicle, let Smiley Riley and Twin City Certified in Maryville be the choice. Over 600 pre-owns to choose from. It's auto buying made easy. 865-980-2600 or click TwinCityCertified.com. Twin City Certified in Maryville. It's the quality you deserve.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. 28.4 seconds to go. Westridge going to pitch the play, and we're going to pitch him in the backfield. He's going to get dropped at the 41-yard line. 5-yard loss, Ben. Give it to me.
Texan Rutledge goes sock choppy burr, baby.
What a play, and looks like number 13, Dayton Brown, was going to be the reciprocant of the pitch play, and he didn't want it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jackson Rutledge puts that cowboy collar on, and it's a rodeo tonight for him.
And looks like that's all that Coach Hilton wants out of that drive, is he's going to let the clock hit 0. The Red Rebels will come to the home side. The faithful will salute. And at the end of 2 quarters of play, the Red Rebels lead the Westridge Wolves in the first round of the 6A playoffs, 28-7. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wallace with Maryville Monument. Before you buy a memorial for your loved one anywhere else, give us a call. This goes for anything in granite, bronze, or marble. While we've been in Maryville for over 100 years, we service all of East Tennessee. My team provides quality craftsmanship at the most affordable prices and fastest turnaround time. Do not be taken advantage of during life's most challenging moments. Give us a call at 865-983-3192.
El Jimador Mexican Grill, a Blount County tradition for 20 years. El Jimador Mexican Grill is fast, filling, and fantastic Mexican food at a fair price. Come to El Jimador Mexican Grill for daily lunch specials Monday through Saturday from 11 till 4. Dine in for a great dinner with family and friends, or call ahead for takeout anytime. Open Sunday through Thursday till 10, Friday and Saturday until 10:30. Your fiesta awaits at El Jimador Mexican Grill, 1705 East Lamar Alexander Parkway in Maryville. Call 865-681-6040. El Jimador Mexican Grill, a proud sponsor of Blount County Sports.
This is Attorney David Boyd. I'm pleased to announce for the second year in a row, I am the Red Zone sponsor for the Maryville High School football team. If you make it to the game, stop by and say hello. I'll be standing on the top row to the left of the press box. If you can't make it, make sure to tune in and listen to the game here on Duke FM, where you'll hear the play-by-play by Wayne Kaiser and Ben Metz, two of the best in the business. Let's have a great year. Go Rebels. I'm David Boyd. I'm a lawyer.
And welcome into the Barnett Roofing halftime show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. Red Rebels lead the Westridge Wolves 28-7 here at the half. Ben, if you're the Maryville faithful, again, a 21-point advantage is a commonplace. Honestly, more than that typically is what we've seen through 9 of the 10 ball games. But, Ben, a fight here, limited possessions. We've made the most of ours.
Yeah, the game started out where there were only 2 possessions at the start of the second quarter. Then there was a play where a penalty was thrown and Torrey Beaufort was driven into the ground, and then the light switch turned on, and Torrey Beaufort had a 52-yard punt return. Then he goes on 70 yards receiving, a receiving touchdown, and 29 yards rushing touchdown. Beaufort's mad.
You ever know when you're trying to light the pilot light, and you know it's going to hit at some point, you just keep striking the lighter, right? And you're like, and then all of a sudden you hit that last time and it goes boom.
No,
literally, I've got a lot of stories with lighters and all that stuff. But when Torrey Beaufort, he is the pilot light for this football team, and when he got lit up right there, the whole team turned on. And offense, defense, yeah, Westridge got a score there in the second quarter, but it was predicated off a big play that we had to regroup on. Otherwise, I would say arguably maybe 3 nice plays. The rest of it has been hard work, maybe here and go 3 and 4 yard runs. but I like the intensity we've got here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. It's playoff atmosphere, and we're playing up to the bell.
And there's a couple of guys making big plays to contribute to the 4 for 5 on 3rd and 4th down conversions and sustaining drives in the first half. Guys like Colton Faust who make those big catches on option route plays. Guys like Grayson Myers making catches on crossing routes. Hudson Jamerson making a dig route catch. So some guys really setting up the offense to make those big scores.
Well, if you think about it, it's been a quiet night for guys like Julian Douglas. It's not exactly been explosive for the run game. Will Jones hasn't necessarily kept it, but maybe 1 or 2 times. But it's efficient still. We're still moving the football, and we're 3 of 3 in our red zone attempts. But let me look at some stats here. End of half stats brought to you by His Ground LLC. 28-7 is our Denso scoreboard reads, but the details are in 26 total plays for the Red Rebels for 229 first half yards, 16 carries on the ground for 92 rushing yards, 8 of 10 passing from Will Jones for 137 yards. For the Westridge Wolves, 23 total plays for 147. That's 22 rushing plays for 119 and 1 of 1 passing for 28 yards.
Well, what I think Will Jones is doing really well, you have to almost spy Torrey Beaufort as a receiver, and when they draw another hat to Torrey Beaufort, that's been opening up the routes for Grayson Myers and Colton Faust to get into man coverage, and those guys have put together a combined 50 yards receiving and a receiving touchdown.
If you look at individual stats for the Red Rebels, 8 carries for Cam Porter for 62 yards. Torrey Beaufort's got 6 for 29 and a touchdown, and Dax Cole 1 for 1 touchdown. He's had that stat line a lot this year. Will Jones, 8 of 10 passing, 137 and 2 passing touchdowns. Again, in this first half, breaking the career touchdowns mark here at Maryville High School. He now has 68 on his career, 2 more than the previous record held by Brent Burnett of 66. Receiving-wise, Torrey Beaufort leads the way, 3 catches, 70 yards and a touchdown. Grayson Myers, 2 catches for 33 and a touchdown. Colton Faust, 2 for 27, and Hudson Jamerson, 1 for 7.
One notable play on defense early in the second quarter, Dax Cole had a 4th down stop right there at the line of scrimmage. Big play by Dax Cole. He's been playing very well in his gap assignments. Wyatt Wilbur is getting off the edge and making tackles in the backfield. And then on special teams, we saw a nice kickoff return by Chase Tucker for 31 yards, and that really set up that Red Rebel offense.
Couldn't agree more. If you look at Westridge, their individual stats, very limited, really just 4 contributors, 5 contributors if you count the kind of flea flicker pass guy. Ethan Amix leads the way rushing-wise, 11 carries, 71 yards, a touchdown. Justice Hilton, 7 carries for 45 yards. That's the quarterback keeper. And then Dayton Brown, 4 carries for 3 yards. Dayton Brown also credited 1 of 1 passing for 28 yards. And then Caleb Mobb is the 1 catch for 28 yards. Anytime your punter is your leading receiver, I think it's an interesting offense.
Yeah, and he's Ken, you're Wayne, I'm Ben, but let's be frank for a minute. If it wasn't for that Dayton Brown pass down there on the trick play, it'd be a scoreless game right now.
Yeah, I think we've played extremely well. We've kind of let them move a little bit, kind of 20s to 20, but when it got close there, we really made them work hard. And even in that last run there, that one big throw really backed our defense off the line of scrimmage, and we had a couple plays to adjust. And unfortunately, Ethan Amix is a good enough athlete to make us pay for that. But it's still a 3-score advantage, able to come back, get the Torrey Beaufort long run touchdown. But I think this game's far from over. I think Coach Hunt's talking about that at the half, but you got to love the resilience, the toughness, and the grit that the Rebels were playing with tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. And just going back briefly to that trick play, it's a 28-yard play to put you at the 48-yard line. And Coach Hunt, this complements what Coach Hunt talks about with the veer option. When you shorten the field, it allows them to score a lot faster on that veer option. You got less field to play with. Coach Hunt talks about how important special teams is when you play an offense like this.
Yes, couldn't agree more. But we're gonna let the offense be driven by the Marching Red Rebels. Looks like they're putting on some music for our veterans, and so let's give them a couple minutes of our time here at the half. great job. A medley of our armed forces fight songs. I just think that's a beautiful thing. And Mr. Leichman down there directing, our head band director, and our great musicians down there. They likely have been practicing concert music and different things. They've turned and looked back at our veterans, putting on a good show here tonight.
Yeah, they've done an excellent job all year. And to salute the military with the song of each branch, what a great performance.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a big fan of the Marching Red Rebels, but anytime you understand the moment and can salute our veterans, we're a big fan even more. But a big fan also is of the past. 100 years of Red Rebels, as we're celebrating that the entire season. We've looked back each and every week at halftime, our red and black throwback. This week is kind of a cool spot to be because it's the class of 2018, the 2017 senior class of Rebel football. And it's Dylan Hopkins, first quarterback of the Derek Hunt era and the first championship of the Derek Hunt era. This week's Red and Black Throwback brought to you by Miss Donna Talent, D-Hop, Dylan Hopkins.
And all roads lead to another road. Renegades, rebels, and road.
And welcome back to halftime right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser, and now we're joined for Red and Black Throwback as we're going to step it back to the class of 2018. A young man who owns the all-time record for career passing yards, single-game passing yards. UAB, New Mexico, all the great programs that you've been a part of. But tell us a little bit, the Rebel faithful, if you...
above them, the guys below them. I mean, they know how the standard is, and just I'd keep pushing that, and always remember to have a great time with your best friends. I mean, you'll always look back on that and never forget that.
Dylan, thanks so much. What a great word for the young men that are wearing it right now. But I do want to appreciate you, as always, for what you've done for Maryville High School and how you continue to represent Maryville High School, the Red Rebels, as you're out of state. But I would think you're still a little piece of your heart still back in Maryville High School.
Oh, 100%. I'm still checking with them. You know, every time Maryville plays Alcoa, I'll definitely watch the whole game. You know, I think me and all my friends in the group chat, and we'll all talk about, hey, Maryville's playing Alcoa tonight, and so we're going to be watching the game. But no, I mean, I love Maryville, and just it's always good to see, even in college, just people knowing about Maryville High School and how good of a football team that is. You know, there's people that you meet from across the state that knows about Maryville football and just how great that program is. And, you know, that's one of the best feelings in the world, just, you know, knowing that a lot of people really do know about Maryville. So I wear it loud and proud.
Special place for sure. Thanks so much for giving us a few minutes of your time.
Thank you, too.
Hey, that's Dylan Hopkins, quarterback, class of 2018. Let's take a break, listen to these great sponsors. This has been the Red and Black Throwback, presented by Donna Talent of Realty Executive Associates. We'll be right back. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
From the Hep Plumbing Studios, we want to be your plumber. This is WDKW, Maryville, Knoxville, 95.7 Duke FM, your home for Maryville Red Rebel Athletics.
This is Lee Franks with Volunteer Home Mortgage in Maryville. Folks, you shop for tires, TVs, washing machines, and cell phones. Why not shop your mortgage? Volunteer Home Mortgage has multiple lenders to compare rates and terms for the best possible deal for your needs. That's one-stop shopping. Call me and see how brokers are better. I'm Lee Franks with Volunteer Home Mortgage at 865-238-7500, 865-238-7500, or text volunteer to 33655. NMLS number 1641325.
What's going on, Rebel fans? This is Kaylor Talent, co-owner and partner at PrintFX. I want to personally invite you to come check out our new facility at 427 Whitecrest Drive in Maryville, right between Home Depot and Crest Bowling Lanes. Just like the Rebels, PrintFX has added some all-star talent to our roster this year. Our team is growing, our space is growing, and our printing capabilities are bigger than ever. From your small format marketing materials to billboards and semi-truck wraps, we've got you covered with everything in between. If you're a business, big or small, a school, charity, organization, or just someone needing high-quality print work, we want to be your partner in print. Stop by and see what the buzz is about, or follow us on social media to get some inside action on our team. But most importantly, go Rebels!
This is Dylan Hopkins, quarterback, class of 2018, and you're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM. Go Rebels!
And welcome back to the Barnett Roofing Halftime Show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. 1:30 on the clock, but both teams just coming out onto Jim Renfro Field, so feel like we're going to extend that. But Ben, D-Hop, he just had some cool insight on what it was like that opening year with Coach Derek Hunt, but also what it meant for him to wear the red and black.
Yeah, he talked about the hunger that came after the tough loss in 18, how that setback fueled the drive to win it all in 19. That 19 state championship team, let me tell you, Isaiah Cobb powered the ground game, 1,100 yards rushing, A.J. Davis, what a great team.
Yeah, absolutely. 2017 state champion Dylan Hopkins. But looks like Chris Hipp's got our head football coach. Take it away, Hippie.
Yeah, guys. Down here, Coach, very physical game. I feel like the West Ridge is veering out of our way, especially on that physicality from the offensive line. What are you looking from in the second half from your team?
Well, we got to get a stop right here. Stopping a score would go a long way. Obviously, they're good at what they do, so we'll come out and hopefully have some energy.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Hey, Coach, he's got a fire in his eye. He was looking Hippie eye to eye right there, ready to go to work.
Well, what I like about Coach Hunt, and we see it week in and week out, he is looking to score or execute right out the gate. So right here we go.
And as they're getting those final words over in the small huddles there, the Red Rebels always kind of huddle around our 10, 15-yard line and get those final words from our leadership. But I do want to give a shout-out to our great sponsors you've heard in and out of the breaks. Junk Be Gone, the Game of the Week sponsor. The Italian Apron, they fed us here tonight. You need to follow them on social medias. They've got some classes that they're building on, in and around the art that they do, the Italian side of things, how to make noodles, how to make the bread, the focaccia bread, and all the great things. Just check them out on social, sign up. Those positions are going quickly. Oreo Cheese Wagon, they are a Small Business of the Year nominees. So congratulations to REO Cheese Wagon, Windy City Grill, and Quinn Appliances, great game day sponsors.
So many great sponsors. We appreciate your support as we call Red Rebel football week in and week out.
Do want to give a shout out to Coach Christian Burns, head tennis coach here at Maryville High School, the junior high tennis coach, middle school and tennis, everything in this area. But he is at home. He's had knee surgery, so he's unable to climb the steps here tonight, but he is listening in. Coach, can't wait for you to get back on your feet, no pun intended, but here back at Skeeter Shield Stadium.
Yeah, get to feeling better, Burnsy. We got word from Hippie that there was some discussion by both coaches with the officials right there coming out of the locker room at halftime, and it was related to the weather. Both teams are trying to get this half started as soon as they possibly can to avoid that weather that's coming in.
Yeah, and again, at some point, if we have any break in the action, we will look around our area. There are other games going on, but our focus is right here, playoff football here for the Red Rebels. Ben, if you've got anything, take it away.
Yeah, Farragut Dobbins Bennett, it's a halftime score. DB's up 14-7 right now. Some other scores around the area. Alcoa 49, Cherokee nothing. Eagleton 7, Cumberland Gap 0. And I'll get some more to you as we go.
Yeah, last I heard, Mr. George DeBobby shared, it is Sevier County 24, West 3. It will be Colin Stringer going to put his toe into this one, and it will land in the end zone.
And no score right now on the Riverdale-Lebanon game. That's we will play the winner of that matchup.
Yes, winner of tonight's matchup will take the winner of that one. But Colin Stringer, another touchback tonight. And, Ben, again, weather was in the area. A lot of teams took the opportunity to move their game to last night. We kept status quo, kept and to this point in the game, it's been a good decision.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
It's going to be Justice Hilton returning for the second half of the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week. Do want to thank Barnett Roofing for a great halftime show. Thanks so much for their sponsorship. They're going to hand it off. No, it looks like Hilton's going to keep it. He's going to flip it out to his secondary option, and that looks to be, trying to get a number on that one, looks to be 13. That's going to be Dayton Brown on the pitch and run. Going to pick up a yard, second 9.
And Bryson Barrett continues to do an excellent job over there in the cornerback position. All week long, you have to practice a little bit different. You're not covering the receivers on routes. Your proper form tackling gets under the microscope here. He's doing a great job.
Quickly, second and 9. Hilton under center. He is going to look to take it. He'll keep it. He'll go around right end. He'll fight his way forward, and he will get out to his own 24-yard line. Pickup of 3 there on second down. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Andrew Smith comes down from his perch and acts as a linebacker or down lineman. Makes the initial contact. Dax Cole cleans it up.
Looks like a little inside out, bringing some speed into the game is number 43, Hayden Musick. Big linebacker, tight end, 225 junior, is going to check out of the game. Looks like they're going to have 2 receivers out wide, 1 to either side. Hilton will go under center. Looks like he's going to hand it to Amix. No, he's going to look to pitch it, and he will pitch it to Dayton Brown. A little late pitch to Dayton Brown. He's going to go around left end, not pick up the first down. He'll step out at the 27-yard line. It'll be 4th and 3.
Well, the timing on that pitch play allowed for the positive yardage because Dax Cole was right there in on that play. Good coverage out there on the outside by Bryson Barrett. He makes the tackle. It's 4th and difficult right here.
Justice Hilton went to kind of form a small huddle, and his whole offensive line said, no, dude, we're going over here. Here comes the punt formation on 4th and 3.5. It will be number 10 punting this one away for West Ridge. That's going to be Caleb Mobb, the DB, 6'2", 170-pound senior. He's going to kick it away. Good job by the Rebel defense to stay off of him. Nearly knocked him down, but it is going to be a bad kick. Goes out of bounds before... I thought it went out of bounds before it got to midfield, but they'll say out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That's where the Red Rebels will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, that ball just didn't set its nest before it left his foot. It took a weird angle off his foot and rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, good pressure upfield by the kind of coverage team, but then, yes, off the side of his foot, went out of bounds quickly, and the Red Rebels will have a look at it 1st and 10. That's our first Delosier Auction Company defensive stop of the second half.
And this is ideal play right here at the 50-yard line out of an offensive playmaker's playbook.
Wind at your back, red jerseys exercising on the power M. It's a good look here tonight. Will Jones looks it over. Cam Porter to his left hip. He's going to put Torrey in motion right to left. Now he's going to play action to him. Looks to throw the football. He's going to look to uncork it. Got a man downfield. Colton Faust going to make the catch. Going to get into the end zone. Flag on the play. It doesn't matter. Colton Faust to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels.
Chunk play. He says, hey, you guys.
He said, look, I'm doing my best Torrey impersonation. He's going to get the catch, get to the end zone, and Colton Faust just changed that Denso scoreboard.
Well, that's a clean, unwrinkled sheet out of Adam Hendricks' playbook. He gets on that 50-yard line, and he loves to call that deep post route in between the hash.
What a play. Colton Faust is getting mauled on the sideline. Hippie, what's the official penalty call?
Yeah, pass interference. I mean, he tried to take him down, but Colton Faust just too strong, stood up, got the touchdown.
How strong, Ben?
Oh, man.
Too strong.
Too strong.
And looks like Jamerson's going to kick one up and true. And with 9:48 to go, one play, one shot, one touchdown, 9:48, and it's 35-7 in favor of the Red Rebels. You're listening to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Denso Manufacturing is setting the standard in the automotive industry. Dedicated to contributing to a better world, Denso is focused on creating a greener environment through carbon neutrality and developing a worry-free future with zero traffic fatalities. Whether it's on the manufacturing floor or on the football field, it's all about precision, performance, and passion. And just like the Rebels, Denso Manufacturing is proud to be a part of this incredible community. So let's keep that energy high and support our team. From your friends at Denso Manufacturing, go Rebels! For more information about opportunities at Denso Maryville, visit densocareers.com/Maryville. That's DENSO careers.com/Maryville. Check them out and craft your future today.
Our roads lead to another road. Miranda Gage, Rebels, and Road. Oh, come on.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. If you're just joining us after the half, you've missed a Red Rebel touchdown. One play, 50 yards, 11 seconds, time of possession. Will Jones to Colton Faust, old reliable, and a 50-yard touchdown catch. 9:48 to go, and the scoreboard changed.
Well, we've seen that chunk play before. Adam Hendricks likes to get on that 50-yard line called the deep post route. Colton Faust executes it terrifically as he gets to the 15 and cuts that post, makes a nice catch.
Hippie, they keep moving the football. What's going on down there?
Yeah, we're trying us to pass interference on the kickoff originally, but of course you can't take that on the kickoff. We declined it.
Sounds good. So they marked it off and took it away. So it'll be at the normal position at the 40-yard line. Colin Stringer kicks right to left. He's going to toe it. It's going to be a high spinner straight away, aiming at the V of Maryville on the backstop railing, and it will be a touchback. Colin Stringer, he's deathly.
Yeah, just absolutely blisters that football towards the back pylon.
Want to give a shout-out listening out there. He is a Lanier football legend. He is a Maryville College football player from the heyday of the Scots back in that most decorated time in the 70s. Robert Boone's listening.
Man,
worked with him at Denso for a long time. He's now retired. His great mom and all of his animals that he loves. He's listening in to us. He liked predicated, his favorite word tonight. Looks like Justice Hilton is going to try to string it out to the left-hand side, and nothing doing. He's going to be dropped for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Well, that all started with Mason Tibbetts. He gets down there, makes a nice tackle to slow him up, and then Dax Cole just cleans it up. Great execution by Tibbetts. Great cleanup there by Dax Cole.
Well, and what I love here is some of the adjustments that's been made really is showing the kind of aggressiveness that we can still have while yet still having lateral quickness. I think we showed a lot of athleticism tonight. It's going to be Hilton taking the snap. He's going to hand it straight away to Amix, and he will go straight ahead forward. Picks up 5, call it 6, and it'll be 3rd and 4 at the Wolf 26-yard line.
This time, Mason Tibbetts' buddy, Dax Cole, makes the tackle. Both those guys have been wreaking havoc right there underneath.
They'll give him forward progress actually to his own 27, call it 3rd and 3. 8:50 to go here in the third. Rebels lead 35-7. Hilton stays under center. Now he's going to hand it off. Amix with the football, so going to try to stretch it. He's going to get across the 30, get the first down, gets near the 35, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Picks up the first down. Ethan Amix with the carry.
Got past the initial tackler, Andrew Smith, and then made a cut at the hash towards the Maryville sidelines. Gets past the 35. Tackle made, Dax Cole.
9-yard carry there on third down. We'll move the sticks. It'll be first down, West Ridge.
8:35 left to go here in the third quarter.
Again, wind continues. It's now twisted a little bit, Ben. It's headed toward the home stands a little bit. Kind of a little turned angle here. Hilton under center is going to put a man in motion. Now he's going to look to hand it off. No, he'll keep it. Now he goes off left side, kind of follows Ethan Amix as a lead blocker, and he'll pick up 8 yards out to the 44.
Inside zone run there. It's a keeper. And right there, number 27, Dax Cole, and number 2, Jackson Rutledge make the tackle. 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 upcoming for sure. It'll be at the West Ridge 44-yard line. 8:13 to play in this third quarter. Rebels lead 35-7. So again, just a 28-point advantage. So no running clock enacted at this point. Hilton goes under center. Now he's going to hand it to Amix. Amix is going to go off right guard. He's going to get near the line to gain. And looks like right at it. We'll see where the spot is.
Looks like initial charge there, 52. Ryan Henry, just an all-out wall, and it gets cleaned up there by 17, Andrew Smith.
We're going to see if they call it a first down. They're going to call it a 1st and 10. Kind of a delayed response there, Ben. But I thought it was interesting. Amix gets the first down by basically a shard of grass, and he lands about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Still got him in minus territory right now.
Be at their own 46-yard line. Hilton under center. Now he's going to look to pull it down. Wanted to give it away and thought better of it, kept it, and he's going to lose about a half yard.
Got a flag in here from the line judge.
Let's see if that's a hold. Hippie, what do you got down there?
Another chop block. The guard over here was engaged in the tackle, trying to make a block at the same time below the knees.
Can't do that. And looks like Coach Hilton for West Ridge wants to talk about it. As they mark off the penalty yardage, Coach Hilton takes a timeout. Let's take one with him. A Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage timeout. Right here with 7:19 to go in the third quarter. The Rebels lead 35-7 over West Ridge in the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week on 95.7 Duke FM.
Delosier Realty and Auction asks, why auction? Many people, when selling property or settling a parent's or grandparent's estate, choose Delosier Realty and Auction. But why an auction? Because Delosier does it all for you. From organizing to marketing to the actual auction to cleanup and closing, just give Delosier the keys and they'll come take care of the rest. Learn more at DelosierAuctions.com or call 865-681-7797. Delosier Realty and Auction in Maryville.
Can't touch this. Look, man, can't touch this. You better get hype.
And welcome back to the Junk Be Gone Game of the Week, 95.7 Duke FM. 7:19 to go here in the third quarter. Rebels lead 35-7. Ben, want to give some more shout-outs to our great sponsors: Stevenson Tire Company, Roger L. Newman Company, Barnett Roofing, Maryville Top Shop, Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, Twin City Certified in Maryville, Maryville Monument, El Jimador Mexican Grill, The Boyd Firm, Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage, Print FX, and Denzo Manufacturing, Delosier Auction Company, His Ground LLC, Donna Talent of Realty Executives, Pokies and Sports, and David's Abbey Carpet and Floors. Underground Connection, Inc., our penalty explanation sponsor tonight.
Our families at Rebel Radio only use Stevenson Tire. I tell you, Steve Stevenson is the man when it comes to tires.
Yeah, former Rebel for sure. They're going to hand it to Ethan Amix there on 2nd and forever, and he's going to try to stretch it left wide, and he's going to get left behind as he's going to pick up maybe a yard on the play, Ben. It'll turn to third and 21.
Tackle made, 52, Ryan Henry. He had the fumble recovery against Oak Ridge, and he really showing that malicious connection right there in the backfield.
Yeah, it looked like Amix looked delicious, so he dropped him in the backfield. It's going to be third and about 21 yards to go. After the penalty assessed, they're deep in their own territory. They were back behind their own 30. Now they'll quickly hand it off again. No, Hilton will pull it. He is very deceptive there, but good staying home there by Mason Tibbetts as he'll get the shoelace tackle and force the 4th down.
Well, Jackson Rutledge started off in a really good low base, and then he drove downhill and made that tackle. 4th down.
And looks like good. The faithful is going to reward that defensive front and those linebackers with some hand clap as it looks like the return team is in. It will be Mobb in there to kick away. He will stand at his own 26-yard line as he will punt left to right. He's going to get the football, nearly blocked it. Max Sear gets the football, and looks like Torrey's going to try to skate around some Wolves, and he's just going to have to step out of bounds. He'll step out of bounds beyond the 30-yard line, and looks like he'll get pushed into the fence by the Wolves. And here comes the flags. Hippie, what do you see?
Yeah, you caught it perfectly. They pushed him all the way out to the fence line, and luckily for Maryville, a smart play. They, got him to say, come on, not retaliate.
Yeah, just an undisciplined play there by the Wolves, and their emotions are getting to them there as they make a tackle at least 2 feet on the out-of-bounds line there.
And again, here at Maryville High School, obviously it's a school that doesn't have a track around it, so there's not extended amount of room between here and the fence. But, I mean, it's a good, what would you say, Ben, 15, 20 feet. Right. If you touch the fence and it's not on your own, it's really a problem. It's an easy call for the officials.
8 penalties for 89 yards for the Wolves.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, not even close, our most penalized game of the season if you put both teams together. It's after penalties going to be assessed after the return. Not much on the return. Yeah, they actually crest the century mark, 8 penalties, 104. And it looks like the Red Rebels will have a redo at the 50-yard line. Let's see if they run the same play, Ben. Will Jones going to be in shotgun. He'll have, looks like, Cam Porter directly behind him. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Different formation. He'll take the snap. He's going to hand it. No, that's going to be Ty Tomberlin, actually, in the backfield with him. Number 10 kind of had a lower stance, and he's going to fight ahead, but he is going to lose yardage as he will lose 2 on first down, 2nd and 12.
Tried to work his way in between that right tackle and guard on that side. 77, Caden Duke makes the tackle.
Yeah, went short side of the field, and that's where all the defenders seem to remain. And, yeah, dropped in the backfield, 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12. Again, if you're just joining us, 35-7, the Rebel advantage. To this point, the first time since week 2, we don't have a running clock in the second half. Will Jones will keep Ty Tomberlin straight away behind him. He's going to put Colton Faust in motion right to left. Stacks up 2 receivers to the left. Now he's going to look left. Now he's going to pull it down. Calls his own number. He's going to get inside Wolf territory. He's going to get the first down inside the 40 and run out of bounds at the West Ridge 39-yard line. 1st and 10 Rebels, a Twin City certified first down.
Saw the pocket collapse and the second level disappear, and Will Jones took advantage of it, runs right up the middle. This is a guy who averages 8.3 yards carrying the football, 5 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Under 5 to play here in the third. Fresh set of downs for the Rebels. He's going to look to the sideline. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. A stacked up Jamerson to the left. Everybody's looking to the home side. Now they'll set the play. Ty Tomberlin stays straight away behind Will Jones. Cleans his hands, takes the shotgun snap, 3-step drop, looking. Now he's going to look to uncork it on the far side, and it's going to be caught. It's going to be caught, and that looks to be possibly Grayson Myers. And he's going to get the touchdown. Touchdown, Rebels.
6 more points for the Ville, baby.
And let me confirm, that was a bullet down the far sideline, and Grayson Myers hauls it in, and that's going to be a beautiful play. Flag on the play, but again, what go-go gadget arms on that touchdown catch. Hippie, what do you see?
They're calling a hold on Maryville on the pass play.
Of course they are. Yeah. That's gonna draw back the touchdown. Again, I don't know that it won't be open again, Ben. It was a penalty on first down, so it'll just be first down in a long ways.
Really like the play call and execution by the wide receivers. You caught them in cover 2 there. They had 2 safeties with multiple receivers running seam routes. Will Jones could really pick his poison from sideline to sideline. Made a nice pass and catch. Unfortunate holding call.
Emotional swing right there. 1st and 10 turn touchdown. Now 1st and 20 at the Wolf 49-yard line. Will Jones bunch play to both sides. He's going to hand off. He's going to get it to Ty Tomberlin. Ty powers inside Wolves territory, inside the 45, down to the 41, and he'll get most of those penalty yardage back. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Ty Tomlin's ripped off a 47-yard long on the year in the Bearden game doing that kind of style running. He gets to the right hash and just turns those legs downfield. Tackle made for Brody Fields.
2 receivers to either side. Ty Tomlin straight away behind Will Jones. He walks towards the offensive line. He'll look to the sideline. Wants to get the play in. The adjustment's been made. He'll step back in shotgun. Backs Ty up a little bit. Looks over the defense. Takes the shotgun snap. 3-step drop. Looks left. Going to throw left. He's got a man downfield. Julian Douglas. Does he make the catch? He does not. Just beyond the extended arms of number 88. It's going to be incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, had Julian Douglas on the corner route. No safety help back there. It was man coverage on the outside and just on the outreach of his fingertips, incomplete pass.
If we could find a 6-inch extension onto those arms, that's a completed pass just beyond. And again, the wind's to Will's back, so did that impact the throw a little bit?
Yeah, anybody got a fly bar pogo stick?
Yeah, need one of those little sticky hands you can throw out and get it and pull it to you. 3rd down, 12 yards to go. Again, Will's going to put, looks like Ty to his left hip pocket. He's going to put in motion. That's going to be Colton Faust right to left. 3-step drop, play action, going to flush it to Grayson Myers. Grayson gets the football. He's going to get inside the 40-yard line. They'll say down at the Wolf 36-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th and 7.
Little dump play over the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by number 48, Ethan Page.
I like the second look at Grayson Myers right there because he's going to not have that touchdown reception on the stat sheet, but it was a beauty that we all saw here at Skeeter Shield Stadium.
Very confident receiver in between the hash all season long.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Will Jones in shotgun walks toward the offensive line. Ty and basically everybody looks to the home side. Getting that final adjustment, using all the clock here. Play clock's at 4, 3, 2, and coach takes the timeout. I think kind of looking at it, seeing what you wanted to do here. See the look, see the setup, and then go from there. Hippie, obviously that Grayson Myers touchdown was a beauty. It's not going to make it to the stat line for tonight's matchup, but you got to love that the Rebels just went right back to the well here just shortly ago.
Yeah, and I think you said it best just a second ago. I think this was already 4-down territory no matter what. So why not take the shot again? And unfortunately, I would blame this little bit of extra 10-mile-per-hour breeze. Unfortunately, just right off Douglas's fingertips, it looks like in the photo down here that Bill has.
Well, I think what Will Jones is doing really well with Grayson Myers and Hudson Jamerson. We talked about Grayson Myers coming out of the half, 2 receptions, 33 yards and a receiving touchdown, and he made a nice catch there across the middle. He's really drawing those backers back in between the hash, and that's opening up the seams on the outside for Julian Douglas and Torrey Beaufort. Gives Will Jones plenty of options.
Yeah, there's just really a ton of options for this offense, and we've really spread it out. We've had some conversations off air. It's going to be a very difficult decision on who the Print FX player of the game is tonight, because really distribution has been the name of the game here tonight. But this timeout looks like both teams are coming out of it. This timeout's going to be brought to you by Lee Franks of Volunteer Home Mortgage. And again, Lee Franks has been a solid sponsor for us. He's been with us the entire time Rebel Radio's been here, so 7 seasons, 7 regular seasons in the books, Ben. And he's he's a good community guy. The background music for his advertisement is the fight song. 4th down, Will's going to take the shotgun snap. Can we convert here? He's going to roll the pocket to the right, throws it forward. Hudson Jamerson gets the 1st down, and he's going to fight off the defender. He's going to get inside the 25-yard line and down to the Wolf 23-yard line. Ben, a back-breaking catch. Hudson Jamerson gets it and makes it.
Hudson Jamerson gets to the 25-yard line and gets that separation on the dig route towards the middle of the field. Brody Fields has to come down about 5 yards to make that tackle, but we got the 1st down, buddy.
Yeah, Hudson Jamerson just kind of went out just beyond the stick, sat on it. Will Jones rolls the pocket, finds his big tight end, and really he's been kind of a calling card when you need it. Go to 21. Will Jones looks it over. He's going to put Douglas in motion left to right. Now he's going to hand it to Tomberlin. He's going to cut it back to the middle of the field. He's going to get through the teeth of the defense. He is going to get down near the first down yardage inside the Boyd Firm red zone. And they're going to say he picks up 10, Ben. First down, Twin City certified first down.
Well, he went west to east for about a yard, and then he said, I'm going north to south down that right hash, and eventually taken down number 3, Jackson Walsh.
And again, here in the third quarter play, wind has shifted to kind of go across from opposing side to home side, but it is to the Rebels' back, if you will, headed toward Broadway. It will be Will Jones. Quickly breaks the small huddle. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ty Tomberlin behind him. He's had this third quarter at the running back position. Faust's going to go in motion right to left. They'll hand it off again to Tomberlin. He's going to go through the first guy, spin move, and inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line. And that should be enough for another Twin City certified first down. Set up first and goal for the Red Rebels.
Big Ty. Yeah. Big bad Ty.
Yeah, what a run there. There was no dance. There was no song. It was all hammer, Ty Tomberlin.
I tell you, just plowing his way down the field. Tackle made, number 10, Caleb Babb.
Yeah, I don't know. You may have to get CDLs to ride that ride because Ty Tomberlin's got the big wheels on tonight. Will Jones stays in shotgun. Ty's going to get another look at it at the 1-yard line. We'll see. And he does. Ty's going to go over the linebacker. He is going to lower his shoulder. Does he get in, Ben? And they're going to say he drops the knee at the 6-inch line.
Came right into the chest of number 45, the lead tackler, Sam Perry.
Trying to see the backer or the lineman for West Ridge. He's on one knee. I think he may be saying give it to him.
You know, Sam,
like the touchdown, not the ball again. Well, let's go back to the well one more time. 2nd and goal from the 6-inch line. It's going to be a high snap. This is not what you expected, and Will Jones is going to have to fall on it. And it is going to be a huge loss on 1st and goal as it is going to be high over his head, and it will go all the way back to the Wolf 19-yard line.
Unfortunate. Good poise there by Will Jones to have the wherewithal to maintain this speed there and dive on the football, not allowing the defender who was close behind 45. That was Sam Perry.
And looks like that final play will be one that goes against the Red Rebels, but they'll keep possession and take it to the 4th quarter. As the clock hits zeros here at Skeeter Shield Stadium, the Red Rebels take a 35-7 advantage over the West Ridge Wolves here in the round of 32 here in the 6A playoffs. You're listening to Rebel Radio on 95.7 Duke FM.
Do you have dreams for your backyard? His Ground can make those dreams come true. His Ground is locally owned and operated by a Maryville football alum. With 3 generations in the landscaping services business, His Ground is operated on Christian-based principles and offers all landscaping services, including hardscapes, patios, retaining walls, and more. His Ground will turn your backyard dreams into reality. Visit hisground.com today. His Ground is a proud sponsor of Maryville High School athletics.
Welcome back to Skeeter Shield Stadium, Jim Renfro Field, where we paint it red as we head to the 4th quarter. Rebel faithful out with their flashlights, and the field is red, Ben, with a 28-point Rebel advantage. 12 minutes to play here in round number 1.
Yeah, the defense has really turned it up a notch, getting off the field right now on 5 of 6 opportunities, doing a great job defensively, and then offensively we become extremely efficient with the football. Had some lack of focus right there on the bad snap. Will Jones recovers it. Let's see if we can punch it in 3rd down.
Yeah, I think there's 2 downs to get this touchdown. It was 2nd and goal from the 6-inch line. Bad snap is going to have to be fallen on by Will Jones, but I think you just regroup at the end of the quarter and see what happens here. We'll have end of quarter stats as this play comes to a close. Will Jones going to have an empty backfield, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. He's going to look it over. Cleans his hands. Looks like there's going to be pressure coming from both sides. Will's going to look to throw the football. He's got Torrey Beauford. Torrey Beauford was the seam play, and he toasted the defensive back. Touchdown, Rebels.
It's bow time, baby.
Torrey Beaufort was the easy button. There was pressure off both ends. Beaufort hits gas and basically a 20-yard dash to the end zone. And Will Jones, with the wind in his face in this fourth quarter, threw it right over his shoulder. Touchdown, and the Denso scoreboard just changed.
Crowded that right side and pulled the safety number 5, Jackson Price, to the right. That opened up the seam route. Will looked off safety, saw it all the way. Nice pass and catch. Will Jones, Torrey Beaufort.
Jamerson will kick one up and true, and with 11:54 to go, that running clock will start here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. 10 straight games with a running clock at some point in the second half of football, Ben. It's probably happened before, but it's the first time I've seen it happen.
Yeah, just a highly efficient. We talked about the passing yards, plus 1,000, plus 800 in the rush. Just very efficient offense. And if you get behind the sticks and you start to have penalties against these guys, they're just going to pile it on you.
I'm going to try to do some Insta math right here. At the end of third quarter stats brought to you by His Ground LLC. 41-7 on the scoreboard. That's going to be 38 total plays for 339 for the Red Rebels. That's going to be 23 carries for 115 yards and 12 of 15 passing for 224 through the air. Leading rusher for tonight's going to be Cam Porter, 8 carries, 62 yards. Torrey Beaufort, 6 for 29 and a touchdown. Ty Tomberlin, 5 for 28. Dax Cole, 1 and 1. And Will Jones has a couple carries, but that big snap fall on is going to go against Will Jones, so he's actually got -5 yards on the night. Colton Faust leads the receivers, 3 catches, 77 yards, a touchdown. Torrey Beaufort is going to have 4 catches, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Third touchdown of the night. Colin Stringer's kick's actually going to be returnable from the 3-yard line. Westridge will try to go north and south, and they'll get to the 20 and not much further. So they'll say 22-yard line. So net positive of 2 yards versus any other Colin Stringer kick, and took a big lick out of bounds.
Yeah, got to the sidelines. Chase Tucker, number 14, makes the contact and drives him out of bounds.
And again, running clock here in the fourth quarter, 41-7 advantage for the Red Rebels. Looks like there's going to be a holding penalty against Westridge. Hippie confirmed that for me.
Yeah, holding against Westridge.
That penalty explanation brought to you by Underground Connection, Inc. So, like I said, what was a net positive of 2? They might have wanted Colin to put it in the end zone. It's going to back them up to their own 11-yard line.
Total of 18 penalties combined for both teams, and over 200 yards worth of penalties tonight.
It has definitely been an uptick for sure in the laundry hitting it. I don't know if the belt was looser on the officials or if the wind just pulled them out. It looks like they're going to look to hand it off, and looks like they're going to get driven back, and not much doing. Going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Looks like that's going to be a handoff to Amex. It's going to be -1 for number 1.
And into the game there, making the play, 42, Preston Bates, the 5'11", 185-pound sophomore.
Yeah, as the running clock has turned on, there are new Rebels into the game. Will Elder into the game. Kavon Carter into the game. Brenton Campbell playing a little corner. Ty Tomberlin playing some linebacker. So just kind of all hands on deck getting looks here in the second half. It's going to be Hilton handing off yet again. He's going to go into the teeth, try to run off guard, and nothing doing. Different cast of characters, same result for the Rebel defense. He's going to pick up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Tries to plow it right there in between the hash. Number 53, Caleb Millard, in on the tackle.
Yeah, looks like the carry for Westridge was Dayton Brown. Again, all of that kind of internal movement at the angle we're at, very difficult to see at this time.
Good to see Caleb in there, senior, having a senior season, and excellent executor up there up front.
Got some Quincy Prigmore, J.R. Irvin up front. Looks like Caleb Millard. So those are guys that work very hard for this defense. It's going to be Hilton, going to pitch play out wide right, and he is going to be caught at the line of scrimmage, and they'll say lost yardage on 3rd down, 1 yard loss. It'll be 4th and 9.
Multiple Red Rebels in on that tackle. Preston Bates kind of led the charge over there near the sticks.
Moving clock is nearing the 9-minute mark. Again, Rebels lead 41-7 here in the opening round of 6A football. As we talked about in the pregame show, the second time the Rebels and the Wolves have met. Both times were in the playoffs. Last time a 49-0 victory for Maryville. So they have opened a score for West Ridge. Looks like they wanted to throw the football there, and looks like Hilton is going to try to throw right, and he is going to be wide left, and it'll be incomplete. But looks like there's a flag on the play. Hippie, what do you got?
It looks like it's going to be a late hit on Maryville on the quarterback after the throw.
Oh, that's just one of those you'd love to have back.
Yeah.
Looks like, did they call it roughing the passer, Hippie? I just want to get that right.
Yeah, roughing the passer, late hit. I think as soon as he threw it, maybe a second late, but unfortunately, a bad foul right there on 4th down.
Yeah, and it is going to turn what was going to be 4th down into a 1st down for West Ridge. And the clock continues to move, but the sticks will now move for West Ridge. It'll push ahead forward. Next time by, the Wolves will take their snap from their own 28-yard line.
Nothing gives a coach more heartburn than a penalty in negative territory on 4th down like that.
Hilton under center. He's going to look to throw the football again. Going to go to the right. That's going to be complete to number 4. He's going to be at the sideline and then cuts back center of the field. And that's going to be Brody Fields, the 5'9", 169-pound junior with the catch and run. He's going to pick up, we'll call it 3 on 1st down, 2nd and 7.
Well, we talk about Ty Tomerlin's ability to downhill run, and right there is a linebacker. He works upfield and goes downhill, makes a big tackle for Maryville.
Looks like Caleb Millard will check out of the game. Number 93, Reese Razor, will check into the game. Honestly, probably on the all-name team, if you ask me. He's got a good look to him, number 93, and he plays with a full head of steam. Hilton's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to look to pitch it there to number 13, and he's going to get it to Dayton Brown, who goes around left end, and he's going to pick up nice yardage out beyond their own 35, call it 36, but it'll set up 3rd and 2.
Well, he might have got a lot of yardage there, but Kevon Carter works his way around his blocker, Jackson Walsh, and just shoestring tackles the runner, 3rd and short.
And good attack to the football as a lot of guys trying to stay inside to play the give. Quickly got outside to find Dayton Brown. 3rd down, 2 yards to go, 6.5 to play in the football game. They're going to hand it off to Amix. Amix going to get the 1st down, gets 2, call it 4. Ball comes out. Quincy Prigmore has it. The big man's running. He's going to get to the 20, to the 15, and he'll get down to the Wolf 12-yard line. Number 51 on the move.
Have a dance, big fella.
Yeah, Quincy Prigmore gets the football and did his best Jerome Bettis as he's going to get to the hash and try to get behind the convoy.
Well, they got to about the 40-yard line, and the ball came out like a road sock falling out of a laundry basket, and he just picks it up and starts marching down the sideline.
Well, Ethan Amix is by far their most electric player on offense, but if you had it to do over, you go down on that football play. Got it stripped away, and Prigmore came out of there with it. Let's see what the call is down there. They're still down here with the Rebels. Hippie, what do you got?
So I'm trying to figure out if they're saying that when Quincy got the ball, he was down on his knee, so it was down at that point. But then, I mean, the way it looks like the ref's trying to explain that they were calling him down by contact.
So it's either 1st down Maryville at the point of turnover,
it's Maryville.
Okay, so it looks like they're going to give it to the Red Rebels, but they're going to say Prigmore was down at the point of turnover.
Yeah, they're saying when he went to pick it up, his knee was on the ground when he picked it up.
Huh. Good eyes. Yeah. I didn't see that. But anyway, Prigmore is going to be called down. It will be a turnover, so a Delosier Auction Company defensive stop right there as Prigmore will turn Amix over.
I'll tell you what, Prigmore's having a good year. He had 18 tackles coming into the game, 2 tackles for loss, and got a sack a couple weeks ago. He's really been stepping up in that nose tackle position.
And looks like the clock will continue to run. 4:35 to play after they get the ball set. Rebels working left to right are headed towards Cedar Street.
And you know, Coach Lamar Brown is really excited about Quincy Prigmore and Mason Heltzel. These guys that really contribute to the inside pressure that complements Ryan Henry and Max Sear each and every night.
Yeah, Quincy's come a long way this season, and he's putting his name in the hat to be one of those starters a year from now. But Hippie, a lot of conversation going on. Did Coach Hilton just want a little extra explanation there?
Yeah, I think he was trying to say he thought the player was down on contact, but easily from this angle, it looked like it was an easy strip, fumble.
Brenton Campbell checking in here on the right side as a wideout.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Sigmund in at the quarterback position. So, again, getting full reps for the second-team guys. Low snap, Sigmund will get it. Brenton Campbell's going to get the football, gets around right in, fights his way inside the 40, and they'll say he'll get down to the Wolf 39-yard line, and that will be 2nd and 9.
I'd expect nothing less. A gritty run there on the outside run by Brenton Campbell. 52, Tanner Mims gets credited for the tackle, but 3 or 4 other Wolves barked at him first.
Yeah, good run by Brenton Campbell. He's going to check out. Checking in will be number 33, Cash Tucker. Cash Tucker, a hard runner in his own right, and he has a touchdown, a couple touchdowns actually, on the season. So let's see if he gets a look at the end zone here tonight. Tyler Sigmund will stay in shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tucker straight behind Sigmund. 3 minutes to play in the football game. Play action to Tucker. He's going to flip it out in the flat. That's going to be to number 13, Sawyer Robinette, the senior, and he's going to make the catch, and he's going to pick up a couple yards there. They'll say down at the 37-yard line. So pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Nice back shoulder pass there by Tyler Sigmund, number 9. He comes into the game 19 of 28, having a really good year, 216 yards passing. 1 passing touchdown. His long on the year was against Bradley. Had that 37-yard pass and catch to Brenton Campbell.
2.5 minutes to play in this first round of the 6A playoff. Sigmund wants to throw. Now he's going to just flush it out. He's going to get it ahead. That's going to be Brenton Campbell. Going to spin off the first tackler and fall ahead forward inside the Wolf 35-yard line down near the 32. And it's going to set up 4th and a long 2.
Shakes off an initial tackler on the dump screen. That was Jackson Walsh who made the initial contact and then cleaned up by a couple Wolves later.
Brenton Campbell took a big hit there trying to adjust his helmet, and coaches noticed that, and they're going to check him out, check in Cash Tucker. 4th and a long 2, under 2 to play.
He's going to get the, how many fingers am I holding up?
He's going to get the check for sure. Wind in the face of Tyler Sigmund. Again, might have kind of caused the previous pass to float a little bit. Cash Tucker straight behind Sigmund, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to take a good shotgun snap, hands it to Tucker. Tucker's going to get the first down. He's going to get more. He's going to get out of the shoelace. He's going to get inside the 20, the 15, and down near the 5. Cash Tucker would not be denied. He fought his way down to the West Ridge 5-yard line.
Absolutely unable to seize the runner as he shaked off 3 tacklers and powers his way inside the 5.
Yeah, you would have thought he greased his cleats with 10W30. He got up and out of a lot of shoelace tackles on that one and continued to fight and gave his team an opportunity under a minute to play at the Westridge 4-yard line to maybe put a little extra on this one. Tyler Sigmund is going to be in shotgun. Looks like with Brenton Campbell's depth, we may be going to the best play in football. Let's see if this is victory formation. It's going to be a snap. Sigmund hits a knee. And again, that's a respectful play there. Again, you're on the doorstep. You can punch it in, but you choose not to. It's a respectful play. It's a way you finish a round 1 game. And Coach Hunt will tell his guys to get to the 50-yard line, and he's going to walk over and meet Coach Hilton and give him some congratulations. Hard fought by the Westridge Wolves here in round number 1. Their season will come to an end, and the Red Rebels will carry huge momentum into round number 2 with a 41-7 victory here in the 6A playoffs. Let's take a break. Listen to these great sponsors. When we come back, the Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply postgame show right here, Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM.
Hey Rebel Nation, I'm Donna Talent with Realty Executives. I've spent nearly 25 years with the same firm simply because we are, hands down, the most successful real estate company in East Tennessee. Our sales numbers are a fact that back up the statement, no company sells more. As a lifelong East Tennessean, born and raised in Maryville, I'm dedicated to serving all clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a growing family looking to find a larger home, stepping into the luxury market, or navigating the sale of an estate. When dealing with one of life's largest investments, you need a realtor you can trust, and I would love to help. Remember, talent makes it happen. You make it home. Go Rebels!
Pokies and Sports invites you to stop by their store to check out their amazing selection of school spirit gear. Need trophies, awards, or plaques for your team or business? Pokies has it all. Everything from sporting goods to screen printing, monogramming to laser engraving, and even letter jackets. Pokies represents all local schools with their selection and can create a personalized design. Since 1995, the Tinker family has been happily serving our local area with all its school spirit needs. Check out Pokies online at pokies.net or give them a call at 865-984-4355.
And don't forget, when you leave Pokies, to check out the Village Tinker, just a short walk down Broadway for unique gifts and home goods. You'll be glad you did. Go Rebels.
When it comes to home improvement, you want a winning team on your side. At David's Abbey Carpet and Floors, we bring championship quality to every room with hardwood, carpet, vinyl, and tile that look and perform like all-stars. Whether you're building or renovating, trust the hometown pros who've been serving East Tennessee for over 50 years. Visit us online at davidsabbeycarpet.com or check out one of our 3 showrooms in Maryville, Farragut, and Pigeon Forge to see how David's makes the difference.
Are you facing the challenge of burying piping, wires, or conduits underground? Here's the game changer, Underground Connection. The underground drilling and boring experts since 2005. They do directional boring, the method of choice when traditional trenching isn't feasible or when you desire minimal surface disturbance. Your go-to team for all commercial and residential underground drilling work, including rock, is Underground Connection. Fully licensed, insured, and proudly TDOT and gas approved. Call now, 865-406-4127. Don't let traditional trenching hold you back. Call 865-406-4127 or visit undergroundconnectioninc.com. You'll be glad you did.
From the HEP Plumbing Studios, we want to be your plumber. This is WDKW, Maryville, Knoxville, 95.7 Duke FM. Your home for Maryville Red Rebel Athletics.
Get low when the whistle go.
And welcome into the Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply postgame show right here on Rebel Radio 95.7 Duke FM. I'm Wayne Kaiser alongside Ben Metz. A beautiful night to be a Red Rebel, 42-7, the victory margin for Maryville over Westridge. Ben, it's like clockwork. A running clock gave us the opportunity to finish the game. As the game comes to a close, handshakes are had, and the officials say we've got to get out of the stadium. Weather alert here at Skeeter Shield Stadium. Faithful's got to disperse.
Yeah, the story of the second half, the defense really stepped it up, whether that be Dax Cole or Quincy Prigmore's ability to fumble recovery and establish a good field possession there. But the defense did an excellent job all night. 5 of 7 opportunities getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down, holding the opposition to 200 yards total offense.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kick it down to Chris Hips. He's doing overtime work for us as he's trying to get into the locker room to talk to our player of the game. Hippie, have you made it that direction just yet?
Yeah, I got Will right now. Let me pass it off to him so you can ask him some questions quickly.
There we go. So I guess we'll break the news. Will Jones is the Print FX player of the game. Will, do you got the mic?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Will, congratulations. I don't know if you knew it going in, but coming out, you're the all-time career touchdowns leader in Maryville High School history. Looks like you broke it pretty clean. I think you hit a 70 spot in your career touchdown passes at Maryville.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Hey, Will.
Many greats.
Hey, Will, I just got to say, I'm kind of disappointed. I want to see a receiving touchdown like I did last week. But
I know it. That was a fun one to catch it from Torrey, little reverse rolls there.
But just wanted to ask you quickly, tonight you really executed in all phases of the game, running the football, passing. What was working so well for you tonight?
The O-line, great protection all night. We were locked in all night. Receivers ran crisp routes, and they're always ready to go make a play. Anybody on that field can make a play at any given time, and we showed that tonight that we got playmakers.
Well, and here's the thing, Will. You've got 4 touchdowns on the stat sheet. You threw another one to Grayson Myers that got called back on the penalty. How good were you seeing it tonight? You were dropping it in a bucket. You couldn't fit it any tighter in NFL football, and you were just drilling some dimes down there. What was the dynamic? Was it practice reps? Because it was to all different receivers.
Yeah, our coaches do a great job every week. I can't say enough about our coaches, getting us prepared for the week, giving us the looks we'll see in the game. And tonight was kind of just we watch film during the week, and we practice those same game reps in practice. So I've seen it already, and once you get out there, you just got to go execute. And the ball was just feeling good out of the hand today.
Well, it looked good out of the hand as well. But, Will, this is your second time getting the PrintFX Player of the Game, so you know the drill. You're going to get fed at Windy City Grill. You've been a great teammate all year long, showing up for all your teammates when they win it. This next week, you get to jump on the mic again and talk to us for a few minutes. We're excited to talk to you. We'll kind of make some adjustments here, kind of get a photo of you, probably post the little delay here, and we'll work through that. But we'll see you Wednesday night. We got a goodie bag again for you, and then and help us close it out here tonight. How about it?
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
All right, the Howling Wolves are going to head back to Sullivan County and go down for the 2025 season. The Men in Black tonight put 42 points on the board, and that means a big Red Rebel victory. The Rebels improved to 10-1, and the Wolves of West Ridge finished 2025 at 6-5. Final score for Maryville High School, the Red Rebels 42, West Ridge 7. A special thanks to the faithful for allowing us to tell the story here tonight, and much appreciation to our great administration at Maryville High School for their support. Thanks to all our great sponsors you've heard in and out of the breaks, and thanks to Mr. Ken Main for the up-to-minute stats, and especially Miss Laura for getting us in and out of the breaks. But for Ben Metz, Chris Hips, and Will Jones, I'm Wayne Kaiser, and you've listened to Rebel Radio. If you're leaving Skeeter Shield Stadium or on the road home, take care, be safe, and yes, go Rebels.
Go Rebels!
Run like a rebel, run like a rebel.
Inspired by the heart of Italy, experience the Taste of Blunt award-winning The Italian Apron, where culinary passion meets timeless tradition. The Italian Apron is your premier destination for authentic Italian meals and homemade pasta. From bustling farmers markets to serene storefront shopping, The Italian Apron will bring you close to Italy's rich heritage and vibrant culture. Explore the convenience of shopping online or immerse yourself in the authentic Italian marketplace experience at La Cucina, the Italian Apron Marketplace in Maryville at 331 Whitecrest Drive. Join the Italian Apron community on Facebook and Instagram today.